Did I stutter?
He has time, launches it to the end zone. Touchdown! Terrence Williams!
But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
The 2011 winner of the Heisman Trophy is Robert Griffin III, RG3!
Welcome to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
Langoliers, base hit to center, and the Baylor Bears win their first Big 12 tournament championship.
Their fat little girlfriends are telling them what they want to hear, which is how great you are.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Call us on the Impact Health Labs caller line at 254-339-1122.
Hello? You play to win the game.
Yep, just ready for OU.
You can't handle the truth.
Here's Drake Toll.
Welcome into the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den. It is Monday. Come on with it, baby. I'm Drake Toll. That's J.D. Pickell, Armstrong Sims. I don't know if you can tell today, but I am modeling my facial hair after one Matthew Meyer.
It's coming in thick.
I'm not sure if you saw, but he had a dunk this weekend.
Oh, how could I miss it?
In a basketball game.
How could I miss a pretty big basketball game?
Pretty big. If you're an opposing team, right, and you see Matthew Meyer walk out on the floor, you're like, all right, this is a big-looking dude.
Yeah.
He's got like the flow going on, and a little beard thing. You're like, yeah, he's probably okay.
Yeah, you look at his face, like, is he still in high school?
And then he yams on you. He absolutely yams on you. It was Matthew Meyer time this weekend. It was Baylor Bear time. The men's basketball team knocking off Auburn 84-72. The women's basketball team 85-77. Men's tennis knocked off number 4 UT 4-1. Fell on Sunday to TCU. Number 3 TCU 4-1, but that's okay.
No problem.
They'll see him again. They'll see him again. Michael Woodson. This guy's got it going on.
Yep.
Women's tennis beat SMU 6-1. Equestrian. Guys, we are an one more time. We here at Uptempo are an equestrian show. We are, it's not my show.
Yep.
It's not your show. It's not Armstrong's show. It's the equestrian show.
Worldwide leader in equestrian sports is our unofficial title.
That's our title. ESPN the Ocho? No. Try Uptempo. Equestrian. And they were tied 9-9 against Texas A&M this weekend. The judges scored it. Again, it was at A&M, so there were number 9 versus number 7 in the country. And apparently, remember Casey Maxwell, the head equestrian coach, told us, she said, judging in the sport is subjective. So they get to the very end of it. It's tied 9-9, and guess what happens?
Horses get it done. Horses don't stop.
No.
They keep going.
That's literally your
Horses
best guess.
don't stop. They keep going.
That has zero to do with what we're talking about right now.
Well, then illuminate me, Drizzy.
Illuminate you?
Yes.
Is that the real word you were looking for?
Yeah. Illuminate me? Yes.
Okay. Is that Armstrong? Is that a thing?
Definitely.
Illuminate me?
Absolutely. You're 0 for 2 right now. Protege versus Prodigy and Illuminate. You're 0 for 2 right now.
Illuminate me is absolutely a thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Enlighten is also a thing.
Enlighten me.
That's what you were thinking.
Illuminate?
Illuminate, yeah.
Okay. Let me brighten you up.
Literally,
Yes.
illuminate. The definition of illuminate is help to clarify or explain.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will illuminate.
Armstrong, where'd I go to school?
Cornell, baby. Big red bear. Big red bear.
I'm leaning into it. I'm just leaning into it.
JD went to Cornell, you guys.
Just leaning into
Cornell, heard of it? Gosh, I'm going to illuminate you.
Please do.
That they went to a tiebreaker and the judges were like, I don't know. It looks like Texas A&M won. And so they just gave A&M the win.
So the horses did keep going.
The horses, sure. Is that exactly what happened? I can't tell you. I'm still trying to figure a lot out there. But it's kind of what happened. In track and field, though, Casey Lightfoot breaks his own NCAA record. There's some crazy stuff we're going to look at with that, too. He broke the record. He breaks the record. He has now broken it squared times, the record. But there are other people in the world, including Mondo Duplantis, who are on his heels in being the world lead right now. Playing music Monday today. Today, we got Bear Games. How about this? Today, I didn't even know we were going to do this until I just decided a second ago to do this. Now we're going to do it.
Love it.
We today, on this show, are going to release what the next bracket is. You loved the Baylor second best bracket that we forgot to talk about, like down the stretch. We literally gave up on that thing. I feel so bad. After the first round, it was like, the what bracket?
Right.
Corey Coleman won it.
Biletnikoff
winner. Congratulations, Corey Coleman. Bryce Petty was second.
He got my vote. Petty got my vote.
Today, we will release the theme of the newest, the latest bracket that is coming out. We're going to kind of take it away. It's not going to be players this time. You know, that we just did that. We're going to do something a little bit different. I think you're going to like it, though. We're going to do SicEm Pick'em. Oh, baby. Holy cow. If you like Monopoly money,
Everyone should.
You should. You're going to like what the SicEm Pick'em did for you this past weekend. Andrew Robertson has tallied it up. I went 26-5. 26-5 in picks this weekend. I won. I only put in like 10 Monopoly dollars. That's not true. We'll get to that later. I only put in like a couple of Monopoly dollars and won like I am ahead 475 Monopoly dollars.
The hottest of hands. Not just in Waco, probably all of Central Texas, maybe the country.
Are you guys watching this show right now?
If you're fading or following, you should follow my man Drizzy.
The house is free.
Free Monopoly money.
It's free real estate.
It's unbelievable
It's for you. It's your Monopoly money. Come get your Monopoly money on the SicEm Pick'em today. We're breaking down
all the money
today.
you had on GameStop. Take it out. Put it on to Drake's next picks.
All the Monopoly money you had on GameStop.
And you'll be able to retire.
Promise
Promise you'll be able to retire. Student loans, done.
Also today, we're joined by Morgan Uber. I can speak German.
I love it.
We're joined by Morgan Uber later in the... I almost tripped again. Morgan Uber later in the show, and then Taylor Ellis of Baylor Softball joins us at 12:05. How about a little Bryce Drew action?
About a lot of Bryce Drew, baby.
I'm going to tell you guys this, and please do not tell anyone else, but I was a big Grand Canyon fan this weekend for reasons that I probably should not say prior to having the head coach of Grand Canyon on the show. But I was rooting for them very hard.
Right.
Because if they won, good things happen.
Right. Good Monopoly dollars.
Picking up and laying down
started to come into the house.
So then I see there's this little tweet thing at the bottom of the screen that's like popping up fan tweets that say anything with hashtag Go Lopes and it basically makes the screen.
Right.
So I tweet something like, do it for Lope Country GCU, hashtag Lopes up. And it pops up on the bottom of the ESPN feed of GCU basketball. Not only that though, it pops up like at least 40 times. We started counting as our friend group is all huddled around the TV just rooting for the Monopoly money. And this thing's just popping up there. Just
I love it.
Go Lopes!
Did you get any
Lopes
followers
Country!
from that? Did you get any GCU followers?
Zero GCU followers.
Gosh dang it.
GCU Nation did not hold up.
It probably
there
helped them win though, honestly. Like at this point in the game, like it's all the little things you don't want to change. Probably tweeting at GCU is something that we got to continue to do for GCU to stay hot for the Monopoly dollars to keep on rolling in to up tempo.
If you are watching on Facebook or YouTube or Restream or nope, you can't watch on Restream. Roku or you're watching on what was the other Twitch? If you're watching on not Twitch. We're not on Twitch anymore.
We're not on Twitch yet?
Armstrong informed me last week that we're not on Twitch anymore.
That's all right. Roku
we
probably.
We were actually never on Twitch.
All right.
Armstrong
well,
informed me
then we're not
we
starting now. Twitch.
So we're not going on Twitch now, but you can find us on the SicEm365 app. Here's the deal, guys. I know what it's like to be on Twitter and you're scrolling through and you're like, look at those blonde guys. That guy has facial hair like Matthew Meyer.
Mm-hmm.
I want to listen to and watch that.
Right.
But then you think, oh, I forget. I don't like Twitter. I don't like staying on Twitter. So you leave and you stop watching, but that's okay. You can download the SicEm365 app and then listen live or watch live. And apparently, we're on Spotify. Not only are we on Spotify, Walking in Waco is on Spotify.
Is that confirmed? That's on
That is
Spotify?
confirmed. I got a call yesterday from Spotify himself, Mr. Spotify, who they named the company after, and Walking in Waco is on Spotify.
Spotify called you?
Spotify called me.
Spotify's calling into Up-Tempo. How about that? 254-339-1122. Is that the same number he called, or was it a personal number?
It was an unknown caller. It was like Baylor Bigfoot-esque, and I took it, and he was like, hey, this is Mr. Spotify, the inventor of Spotify.
Gosh.
Heard of it?
Gosh.
Little did I know, we're on Spotify with
How about him?
Walking in Waco. We got a call here. Caller, Stan?
Is it him?
I don't know.
Is it Spotify right now?
This is Stan.
All right.
Hey, caller, you're on with Up-Tempo. We got to roll pretty quick here. We got Bryce Drew coming up in just a second. What you got for us?
Hey, Blonde Brothers. It's Statman in Waco, deep in the heart of Texas.
Statman, what's going on?
Just want to briefly touch on Baylor men's basketball and Baylor women's tennis. I was at the Farrell Center Saturday and was very impressed with the first half performance of Adam Flagler and the second half performance of Matthew Meyer. Obviously, Matthew Meyer with the play of the game, that incredible one-handed offensive rebound and putback dunk, which made ESPN College Basketball Jim Gems number 2 on the list.
Wow.
And then yesterday, I want to point out one player in particular for Baylor women's tennis. Number 20 Baylor had already wrapped up or clinched a 4-0 win over SMU, but they went in and played out the remaining singles matches. And the very last one on the court, specifically number 2 singles, Alicia Herrera Lenara, won the first set 7-6, dropped the second set 7-5, and she was down 7-1 and 9-3, facing 6 match points in the 10-point super tiebreaker, and not only saved all 6 match points, but won 8 points in a row to win in dramatic and thrilling fashion, 11-9 in the 10-point super tiebreaker, a thrilling and exciting and memorable 3-set win for Alicia Herrera.
Golly.
Statman.
Talk about numbers.
That was a lot of stats. You lived up to the name today.
Goodwill Hunting.
Good stat hunting.
I have to live up to my Statman persona. You know, I'm a legend in the making, at least in my own mind.
In all seriousness, though, that's extremely impressive by her.
Statman, what's your favorite Baylor basketball play of all time? This is our Bear Games question of the day, then we're hitting a break.
Terry Black, you can pick all of the dunks that he had on that ESPN Big Monday Baylor Bears upset win of number 6 Kansas Jayhawks at the Farrell Center way back in, I believe it was February 12th, 2001, so nearly 20 years ago to the day.
I was 1 month.
How about it?
Thank you, Statman, for your call, and joining Up-Tempo as always.
Thank you, SicEm Bears.
SicEm.
He says, greetings, Blonde Brothers. All right, folks, we got Armstrong's Minute coming up in a quick break. When we come back, Bryce Drew joins Up-Tempo, brother of Scott Drew, or Scott Drew is brother of Bryce Drew.
Right.
We're going to find out after this. I'm Drake Toll. That's J.D. Pickell, Armstrong Sims. This is Up-Tempo.
It was a busy week in Baylor athletics, starting with the number 2 men's basketball team who beat Auburn 84-72, thanks to Adam Flagler's 19 in an unbelievable hot stretch from Matthew Meyer. On the women's side, Nalissa Smith notched another double-double with 20 points and 10 rebounds, alongside Dejanay Carrington's 17 to lift the Lady Bears over Iowa State 85-77. In tennis, the number 6 men's team knocked off number 4 Texas in Austin 4-1, but fell to number 3 TCU 4-1 on Sunday at the Hawkins Indoor in Waco. The number 20 women's team knocked off SMU 7-1 at home. In track, Casey Lightfoot has done it again. With competitors around the world rivaling his lead, Lightfoot beat his own NCAA pole vault record again in Lubbock over the weekend. And the 9th-ranked Baylor equestrian team dropped their opener at number 7 Texas A&M by the slimmest of margins. Tied 9-9 at the end of the meet, the judges concluded that A&M had won the tiebreaker. Elsewhere in men's basketball over the weekend, number 15 Kansas fell at number 18 Tennessee 80-61. Penn State beat number 14 Wisconsin 81-71. Georgia Tech beat 16 Florida State 76-65. Purdue upset number 21 Minnesota 81-62. Florida upset number 11 West Virginia 85-80, and number 24 Oklahoma beat number 9 Alabama 66-61 while missing 2 starters. I'm Armstrong Sims, and that's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up Tempo.
From the first workout to the last practice, sports is an incredible challenge. Hi, this is Dan Ingham with the First National Bank of Central Texas, and we're proud to support each athlete, every parent, and our educators. From families, small businesses, to the biggest industry, we're here to help. With remarkable products like First Free Checking, we've got banking ideas that fuel big dreams. The First National Bank of Central Texas. Familiar faces making local decisions.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Let Camille Johnson Realtors guide you seamlessly through the process of buying your dream home or selling your current one. Commercial, farm and ranch, or residential, Camille Johnson Realtors can smoothly and successfully lead you through any transaction. With a team of 28 experienced agents who are excited about serving you, Camille Johnson Realtors services the entire greater Waco area. If you're in the market to buy or sell, contact Camille Johnson Realtors, 104 Midway Center in Woodway, or find them online at www.camillejohnson.com. Camille Johnson Realtors, elegant, charming, warm. Welcome home.
Bird Culture Ford has been in Waco since 1936. Ford, the #1 selling truck in Texas, 43 years running. And Bird Culture Ford proudly supports high school football in Central Texas. And no better way to tailgate with a Ford than from Bird Culture Ford. And are there better vehicles to tailgate with than the Ford F-150 or the Ford Expedition? And of course, you can get them new, pre-owned Bird Culture Ford. Our sponsor of the Ford Tough Player of the Week, locally owned dealership. Online at bkford.com at 1701 West Loop 340 in Waco. Bird Culture Ford.
The holidays are here, and I have a simple question for you. Will you weigh as much more or less than you do right now when the holidays are over? Why not end the year in better shape than when you started and create momentum for 2021? Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness has numerous options for stocking stuffer gifts with gift cards for gym or tennis membership, fitness merchandise, tanning, massage, tennis lessons, and personal training. Perhaps a gift for a client, a family member, or a friend. You just need to walk through the front door to change your life. Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness with personal trainers Christy London and Randall Corley. 40-plus group exercise classes, including twice-a-week boot camp. Spacious, clean workout room, free weights, Cybex cardio equipment, and no intimidation. A tremendous camaraderie and family atmosphere. So get the best and healthiest Christmas gift you can for someone or yourself. It's time to react today, not tomorrow, at Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness on Lake Shore Drive in Waco.
Learning to navigate life in the COVID-19 world has been a struggle, and where and how to get tested has been one of the biggest challenges. Impact Health Labs has your answer. If you need mass testing for your office, church, dormitory, or school, Impact Health Labs is who to call. They will come to you, conduct the testing at your location, and have the test back within 24 hours. Most major insurance accepted, meaning your out-of-pocket cost is low. So no more waiting by the phone for days to find out the results. Impact Health Labs was founded by 3 Army licensed and credentialed medical professionals. They believe in accuracy, efficiency, and doing the job right. Call 254-744-6233 to set up your group screening today. Impact Health Labs, on-site, prompt, and accurate, taking COVID-19 head-on. Again, that number is 254-744-6233 or online at impacthealthlabs.com.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
Welcome back into the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den. How about it? It is Monday. I am Drake Toll. That is J.D. Pickell. Armstrong Sims is with us here today on Up Tempo, breaking things down from across college sports this past weekend, and how we would be remiss if we left out the Grand Canyon Lopes, Coach Bryce Drew, brother of Scott Drew, or as we said earlier, maybe Scott Drew is the brother of Bryce Drew.
Right.
That is still subjective. But he now joins the show coming off of 2 insanely big wins. Maybe, well, Coach, is it too far to say program defining in your early stint here at Grand Canyon?
Yeah, I think it's way too early for that. We're just trying to get better every day, trying to win games. It's funny. After we won that game, we were going home. I got a little 6-year-old boy, and he always asked me, Dad, are we number one in the country yet? And and then sure enough, Uncle Scott gets on the phone, and I'm like, no, Bryce. And I said, Uncle Scott, he's number 2 right now. I think he should be number 1, but they're number 2. We got a long way to go to get there.
Wow, you said he's 6?
6,
and you didn't tell him you were number 1? You had the opportunity right there.
I don't have the heart to do it. But he asked me like every week because we watch Baylor, and we're like, everyone says, hey, best team in the country, or ranked number 2. And he's always like, Dad, are we number 1 in the country? So I had to break it to him softly.
Wow.
Coach, you're a more honest man than me, because I would tell my 6-year-old son, absolutely, son, we are number 1 in the country. We were number 1 in the country last year. We haven't lost. We're not going to lose. On that note, though, how often do you talk to your brother?
Quite often, especially during season. Obviously, he's busy with games. I'm pretty busy. It might be just a couple minutes late at night, after the game. But quite often.
I saw a video of him walking into your locker room. It hasn't been maybe more than a month ago, where he visited with you and the team and kind of dropped in for a special surprise. What did that mean first to you, and then what did that mean for your team?
Yeah, I don't know, Drake and Arsenal, if you guys have brothers or not, but it's definitely a special bond. I love having a big brother that looks after me and is there for me. So, for him to play that afternoon in Dallas, a big conference game, and then hop in a car and come down and see me. He's a great coach. Obviously, he's winning tons of games, but, to me, he's a much better brother even than he is a basketball coach. And him taking time to be there was really special for me.
And as a head coach, how much strategy do you trade? Because I would assume a lot of it, those phone calls are family business. Hey, how you doing? How's the team? How much of that conversation is X's and O's when you guys get to speaking?
It's kind of funny because, even though we're brothers, our teams are built like so differently. Like I used to have a bunch of guards, and he had all the big guys at Baylor. Now we have big guys, and he has a bunch of guards at Baylor. And so we've never really had the same makeup the same year of our teams. But obviously, I'm always picking his brain. He's again one of the best or the best, little brother talking coaches in the country. And so, any wisdom I can get from him, I try to get it.
So, Coach, I'd be remiss if I didn't bring it up. I played junior high basketball. And before I got cut, prior to high school, for
Michael Jordan got cut too.
Yeah, Michael Jordan got cut. He just kept going with it. On the other hand. But before I got cut, what we would do every day in practice is something called the 50 and 5 drill. And every day that we did it, it was always called the Bryce Drew 50 and 5 drill. Oh. So my high school, my junior high head coach sent me a text and was like, you got Bryce Drew? You got the 50 and 5 Bryce Drew? Walk me through that drill. Is that an old Homer Drew staple, or did you do that yourself?
Yeah, I think actually Scott came up with it with our team when I was in college. We would do that drill. 1 ball, 1 rebounder, 5 minutes. How many threes? The 5 was generous. We did 10 minutes a lot. 110. And then a lot of coaches have taken it from there. I remember talking to John Beeline, and he does a version of that drill like every day at practice. And I think Scott's the one was the creative mind to come up with it.
Now, when it comes to the basketball world, I'm just looking at your resume. What haven't you done, from coaching to playing to analyst? And you ended up at a school like GCU, who's a relatively new school. What was it about the Lopes that was so attractive to you to become the next head coach?
Yeah, it's been a blessing. Like I've always loved basketball. Again, Friday nights, I wasn't at our high school football games. I was running around the block and shooting baskets. Mm-hmm. Basketball is just what I loved to do. So, I wanted to play as long as I could. My body, when it started to break down, I knew I wanted to coach. And so, it's kind of the best thing I know. I've been around it since I can remember. My first memories are being with my dad at high school games or with his college team at games. So it's always been something, I want to do. And I think the big draw to GCU first was the faith component. You guys are very blessed at Baylor, to be able to speak, outwardly speak about your faith. And we can do the same thing here at GCU, a great moral standard here. So that's the first thing. Then the next thing is, the people here. They have great people that are really committed to basketball, and they want to make this, really successful in basketball. So, my brother went to Baylor, and he's made Baylor into a national powerhouse where they weren't before. My dad went to Valparaiso. They had never, had a winning record in Division I, and they did that. And so, coming to GCU, it's kind of a blank canvas. I'd love to write a great story here that my dad's been able to write, and my brother's been able to write.
Coach, I've got so many questions that obviously we don't have time for, but just the vault of things that JD kind of mentioned that you've been through with playing professional basketball, playing college basketball, coaching college basketball. Walk me through, though, taking over Valparaiso and the success you had. You had a 30-win season in your last year at Valparaiso. What did it mean to you to take over not just your alma mater, but your dad's program?
Well, I think there was probably external pressure, but internally I never really felt that pressure. My dad gave me some great advice right before, I was getting coached, my first game. He was like, Bryce, just do whatever's natural to you. I've been around basketball my whole life, and he was like, be yourself. Don't try to basically be me on the sidelines. Be yourself on the sidelines. Be yourself with the team. And it's a simple statement, but it helped me so much just to react and not kind of think, okay, what would this person have done or that? I think sometimes you do that, but during the game, you have to be yourself, and that was great advice for me. For me, it was always special to walk out on that court and see my dad's name, Homer Drew Court, on it. Such a great, blessing of what he's done with his career and with his life, and then to be able to be there. So I definitely didn't want to leave it in shambles. So thank God we were able to be successful.
And Coach, speaking to your philosophy when it comes to coaching, obviously coming from a family of coaches, it seems like every great coach has a philosophy, whether it's John Wooden's Pyramid of Success or Pete Carroll in football has the win forever mantra. Is there a philosophy for you that you have, distilled down to a process or a phrase?
There's no phrase. It's really a list of stuff. I think, again, being a former player, I take a lot, from that. How I was treated by coaches, how I was wanted to be treated by coaches. And our staff is very conscious, about those things. One example is, I've had coaches when I'm playing well, they're great to me. When I'm not playing well, it's like I'm invisible. And, I never want anyone on our team to feel that way, from manager to coach. And then, as we go to, more of a blueprint of a program, I think we go to our Christian faith, my brother and myself, how we're going to treat our team, how we're going to act, how we're going to handle discipline. And then at the end of the day, the big thing I took from my dad growing up, there was really no difference in discipline for his players and for Scott and I. And so, basically the team was part of our family. And so that family concept has just been a natural thing, for myself, because I lived it, my whole life under my dad.
So at any point in time, if you told a white lie or something as a child, was it just baseline and you're running gas or like suicides?
We had cones in the garage. Put the cones out. Cone slides, sprints, all that stuff.
Oh, you learned a lesson, I'm sure.
Is that true?
And you got better basketball.
Is that a true story you would have to condition if you did a bad thing in the house?
No.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I would have been a very in-shape kid if that were my parents' philosophy.
But, hey, look, it got him to the NBA.
Got him to the NBA. Something word. Riffing on that, how much do you hold over our Coach Drew's head? I mean, you're both our Coach Drew, but Scott Drew, how much do you hold over his head that you were the better basketball player, objectively?
Well, we don't want to compare coaching records and his success right now. So I don't go the playing route. He's not going to go the coaching route.
Too humble.
We're gonna say together. But I will say one thing. I think God gives everyone different talents, different gifts, and when Scott was just getting out of college and I was kind of high school going to college, his work ethic is still unbelievable. But as I look back at it, I mean, how many hours he spent in the office. And then, the time with me before practice, after practice, when I made it, it wasn't just like me making it. Again, it was like part of him making it for how much work he'd invested in me, working me out. And he still has a bad neck. And I think it's probably for rebounding from me, all those times looking up and throwing it. So I'm very, grateful and thankful.
Tell me, Coach, when you look at your program and not just the basketball, mantra at GCU, but really the whole school, the atmosphere at Grand Canyon, and when you compare it to what you've been around with Scott at Baylor and what you've seen in the Baylor culture, are they two schools in general that you would say are pretty comparable?
Definitely they're based on, the Christian faith, Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior. And, I love the mission of our school. Our mission is we help, again, so many, thousands and thousands of people in Phoenix and around. And it's the Christian mission of the school. So it's awesome to be part of that. I think, there are some similarities. Obviously, you guys are Power 5 right now, have football. We don't have that. But what GCU has done in a short amount of time, they've gone from 1,000 students in 2008 to over 20,000 students 12 years later, and plus 70,000 online. It would almost be a biblical story if it was back in biblical times with just the growth, this school has had.
Wow. And Coach, it sounds like you had some other professions in your blood as well. I know, was it someone else in your family was a lawyer, or they had like some kind of law background, if I remember correctly? Is that right?
Yeah, my sister's actually a lawyer and has practiced sports law.
Gotcha. So riffing on that then, was there ever a two-way go with, hey, do I do basketball? Do I do law? Like, was that ever a tough decision for you? Because I'm thinking, hey, if that's me, it's a no-brainer. I'm taking gym shorts over a suit every single day of the week.
Yeah, I was basketball all the way through. I know my brother was possibly going to go to law school. I probably wasn't smart enough to do it. My sister went to law school. She was like a 4.0 student. She was by far the smartest in the family. And I remember actually having to talk with my dad and, about my sophomore, junior year of college. And I was like, if I'm not good enough to get drafted or go to the NBA, after that first year, whatever I need to do that next year, whether it's Europe or whatever, like this is what I want to do. Like, I want to play basketball. There wasn't really a plan B for me right there to go to grad school or any of that. I was all in on basketball.
Coach, let me take you back to a moment in history. One shining moment. He knows exactly what's about to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
And everybody at home knows exactly what's about to happen. But there's 2.5 on the clock. Valparaiso and Ole Miss. I'm talking, it is a 2-point game. Ole Miss is up. Valpo on the inbound. Bryce Drew comes down and nails the shot that people will talk about for the rest of time as it plays still in the One Shining Moment videos across history in NCAA basketball. Like, you can't leave that out of what people talk about in the greatest moments in March Madness history. What do you remember? There are moments that people take in and they never forget, that mental picture. What do you remember still from that moment that makes it special to you?
I remember missing a shot with like 5 seconds left. I could still see it, catch it, shoot it off to the right. Walking back, it was really it was a strange feeling. Like, I really felt like a piece. And you would think as a senior, you just missed a shot. They got their best player, SEC Player of the Year, going the line. Probably not going to be a great outcome. I really had a piece in the moment, and from then everything just happened so quickly. We had I think 3 seniors involved in the play. We had a certain play called, they missed a free throw, went out of bounds. Our other seniors yelled a different play because we had no timeouts left. So we lined up, and it was called Pacer then. And when I released it, I remember the ball I thought was going to be short. And it went in, thank God, and we celebrated. But when I went back and watched it in slow motion, like, the ball skidded the front of the rim and slid in. But if you don't do it in slow motion, you can't really see it. And, I just thank the Lord that he raised that thing up and let it work out and go in, because I really thought it was going to be short when I released it.
Absolutely historic play.
Absolutely
historic.
Coach, you got any brick walls you can mail us to Waco? I got to run through all of them.
That is the one shining moment.
Hey, wow. I need to know what you're drinking, though, down there. You got that big can of something. And
Bryce,
what is that?
What a peculiar question you've asked us, because we are currently at Uptempo trying to get a sponsorship from Bang Energy, and it's 0 sugar, 0 calories. Here's a free commercial for you, Bang. This is what we're going to email their corporate. Bang! No sugar, no calories. Bang! No artificial colors. Bang! If that's something you're into.
None.
No carbs per can. I drink one a day. Is it healthy? Yes,
it
it's
is.
healthy.
It is healthy.
There's no sugar in it. It's the glucose that kills your heart. That and I'm drinking being 20 years old. That's probably what I'm drinking more than Bang right now, is just being 20.
So, Coach Drew, before your next game, a nice purple guava would go well with your uniform color, and I think get you ready for the next game.
Yeah, that's like, I haven't had that flavor yet. Thank you for that, though. Coach, before we let you go here, we picked up your school last week. We have a SicEm Pick'em we do every day, where we find these programs that, especially mid-majors, we say, okay, we're really confident in them this weekend, and they'll do big things. And so your school was one of ours that we brought up a lot coming into the weekend against New Mexico State, who's a great program. Like New Mexico State, their basketball pedigree follows them. So I kind of want to finish where we started with those wins against New Mexico State. Is that something that you really are proud of as a program, or that your players right now are really high on?
You know, when you go to every league, and, you know, it's kind of how Kansas has done in the Big 12 recently. I mean, they've won 7 of the last 8 conference tournaments, 5 of the 6 regular season tournaments. They had a 31-game conference winning streak, you know, coming into the weekend. So, you know, they have dominated this league. And, you know, we caught them at a good time. They're coming off of COVID, you know, quarantine, and we had them at home, which was nice. But it was a huge win. We had a lot of guys on our roster who were seniors. I mean, we had a guy who's never beaten them in his whole time here. Wow. And really last year, you know, and the games weren't even that close. And so I think it was really, you know, awesome to see how hard those guys have worked. And then for them to be able to beat a team that they've never been able to beat here. That was special as a coach to be able to have those guys, you know, get that victory as seniors.
Well, Coach, what you're doing at GCU obviously is speaking for you right now. Season 1, a COVID year, and to have the success you've already put together and a legitimate shot at a tournament run this season with your squad. I learned. So oddly enough, I was immersed in your game over the weekend. Like, I'm watching this thing with a bunch of my buddies, like fervently, just like we became GCU fans in that moment. I can't wear purple because of TCU purposes, but tell me, I tweeted something along the lines of "Do it for Lope Nation," #Lopes Up, and the tweets pop up on the screen, which is like the coolest thing in the world. But I saw people kept tweeting Lopes Up with this little hand motion that looked a lot like the Hook'em horns. Can you please tell us that it's different?
It's different. So if you look at this angle, it's coming out like this. So
we can do it.
You can do it. So it's straight, like those 3 fingers are all 2 fingers and thumb are straight. So yeah, definitely not hook 'em horns for sure. No hook 'em horns going on here.
Not at all. It's Lopes Up, Coach. I know that Lope Country loves you and loves having you there. Your personality, the energy that you and Scott bring to not just a locker room and a program, but to the community and the rest of the country, people that have eyes on you and your teams. It's awesome. Thank you for being who you are.
Coach, I love you too.
Well, thank you guys, and take care of my brother down there. Big game Tuesday. Let's get it done.
Big game Tuesday against UT, but hey, right there, Lopes Up. Thanks again, Coach Bryce Drew, for joining us today on Up Tempo. Come on, baby.
Lopes up, baby.
Kids.
Lopes up, baby.
One shining moment. You ever seen those videos?
That gives me
chills.
Can't miss him.
He's running down the court and just,
He is the one shining moment.
Oh, bro.
Bryce, one shining moment, Drew.
Ask someone like, hey, what's your favorite moment? Like, what's the best moment in NCAA March Madness history without being like, oh, yeah, no, Valpo Bryce Drew was big.
Can't not mention it.
And the guy played in the NBA.
Oh,
listen,
yeah.
if you could like just sit down and just like, hey, I want to have a cup of coffee and watch some GCU basketball with one person, gosh, Bryce Drew.
Yeah, he's the only one. Not only is there like nobody else on the list, there's nobody else that's even close to making that list.
Okay.
I'm diehard GCU now for sure.
Eyes closed. Eyes closed.
Right now.
Eyes closed. Armstrong, eyes closed. Picture this. 15 years from now, Kim Mulkey announces her retirement from Baylor University after winning 15 straight national championships. Okay. Well, Unbelievable. Eyes closed, Armstrong.
I'm doing producer thing.
No peeking.
Armstrong's running this
No
deal.
peeking. And then Baylor University announces, Scott Drew at that point will only be like, 55? And so they announce Bryce Drew is the new head women's basketball coach at Baylor University.
Wow.
Eyes open. It's not reality yet. Keyword, yet.
Talk about one shining moment.
One shining moment.
I love that.
You notice
Kim
that
Mulkey
voice?
becomes the athletic director.
Okay.
How about it?
Now, do we have? Hold on. I'm going to close my eyes. Say that again.
15 years from now, Kim Mulkey has won 15 straight national championships.
No.
And she becomes the co-athletic director of Baylor University.
Is Matt Rule the actual athletic director? Is he the other one?
Well, I can't say. I mean, Mac Rhodes is still.
Mac. Oh, yeah, we're gonna keep. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
I don't want to get rid of Mac.
Don't throw Mac under the bus.
Definitely, I wouldn't dream of it.
I am facial hair growing in. This guy is a little bit of stubble. Armstrong Sims is clean shaven. We're gonna go to Armstrong's Minute. Quick break. Come back with a SicEm Pick'em. Is up tempo.
It was a busy week in Baylor athletics, starting with the number 2 men's basketball team who beat Auburn 84-72, thanks to Adam Flagler's 19 in an unbelievable hot stretch from Matthew Meyer. On the women's side, Nalissa Smith notched another double-double with 20 points and 10 rebounds, alongside Dejanay Carrington's 17 to lift the Lady Bears over Iowa State 85-77. In tennis, the number 6 men's team knocked off number 4 Texas in Austin 4-1, but fell to number 3 TCU 4-1 on Sunday at the Hawkins Indoor in Waco. The number 20 women's team knocked off SMU 7-1 at home. In track, Casey Lightfoot has done it again. With competitors around the world rivaling his lead, Lightfoot beat his own NCAA pole vault record again in Lubbock over the weekend. And the 9th-ranked Baylor equestrian team dropped their opener at number 7 Texas A&M by the slimmest of margins. Tied 9-9 at the end of the meet, the judges concluded that A&M had won the tiebreaker. Elsewhere in men's basketball over the weekend, number 15 Kansas fell at number 18 Tennessee 80-61. Penn State beat number 14 Wisconsin 81-71. Georgia Tech beat 16 Florida State 76-65. Purdue upset number 21 Minnesota 81-62. Florida upset number 11 West Virginia 85-80. And number 24 Oklahoma beat number 9 Alabama 66-61 while missing 2 starters. I'm Armstrong Sims, and that's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up Tempo.
With more than 160,000 alumni worldwide and counting, the Baylor family is growing. And through the university's expanded Baylor alumni program, the family is growing closer. With hundreds of local volunteers planning events in cities and towns around the country, you can gather with fellow Bears no matter where you are. So, get connected, get something started, get involved, and make plans to get together with Baylor alumni. Visit us at baylor.edu/alumni.
Don Humidor, your home with a 48-foot walk-in humidor with the elite cigar brands from around the world, including the #1 cigar of the year, Aging Room Cuatro Nicaragua. Plus, they have the great brands like Macanudo and Artur Fuente, Rocky Patel, Aston, and so much more. CBD, great for sore muscles, aches and pains, sleep, Vita Dreams, and anxiety, mild depression, general health and wellness. Their staff very knowledgeable on the subject. If anyone is curious about CBD, ask Carol and Ashley. Don Humidor in the Townwest Shopping Center off Valley Mills in Waco.
What you do in privacy is your own business. What you do in public with your truck, well, that's our business at Pickup Outfitters. In your garage, it's okay for your truck to parade around in the nude with no accessories. Hey, this is still America. But when you bring your truck out in public, it's just common decency to put an outfit on your truck. And that's where we come in at Pickup Outfitters. Put a cover on that bed. Cover your rear end with a bumper and a hitch, for goodness sakes. There are women and children on the roads. And guys, don't leave your tools exposed. Put them in a toolbox. Be proud of your truck and stand tall with a lift kit. Or improve your truck's posture with a leveling kit. Add some class to your pickup with new wheels and tires. Or dress up for a date with your new RV or boat with a fifth wheel or a receiver hitch. At Pickup Outfitters, we're dedicating to making the roads decent for all Central Texans. So when taking your truck out in public, remember your manners and accessorize it properly with an outfit from Pickup Outfitters. 220 Lake Air Drive in Waco.
Hey, this is Bryce Petty, former starting quarterback and two-time Big 12 champion, and I know firsthand the importance of being in top shape both on and off the field. So listen up, men. If you're feeling beat down day in and day out and looking for that high-performance edge that separates the men from the boys, then look no further than the Petty Clinic Low T in Waco. Petty Clinic is a comprehensive men's healthcare clinic with an atmosphere catering to men. Board-certified Dr. Kent Petty has a special interest in offering the highest quality medical care to men of all ages. Some of the services offered include include screening and treatment for low testosterone or thyroid, infertility, high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, sleep apnea, while offering comprehensive wellness exams and complete men's health lab panels. High performance men, remember, it's not just a petty thing. This is Bryce Petty, encouraging you to reach out and Google search Petty Clinic Low T or go to pettycliniclowt.com and get your complimentary lab screening today.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
Welcome back at Up Tempo. It is Monday today. I am 20. He's 24. Yep. Armstrong Sims is 22. And this is Up Tempo.
Beautiful.
How about it? We are talking some more Baylor men's basketball. We got T-Rex on the line. But before we get to you, T-Rex, You remember that? You ever did that in the old Barn Hill Arena? Before we get to T-Rex, we got some crazy stuff to go through. Casey Lightfoot has broken his own collegiate record in pole vault. He is now the world record holder. No.
He's a freak.
I shouldn't say that. That's not true. He has broken the collegiate record. He is in the world lead, but he's tied. So I want you to watch. Casey Lightfoot broke the record. I love Casey Lightfoot. You love Casey Lightfoot. We all love Casey Lightfoot.
I love me some Casey Lightfoot.
So we were like, okay, well, do we want to have Casey Lightfoot on the show? And then I started thinking, I was like, well, you gotta be like sparing with it because we don't want to like overwhelm the guy. Like, hey, Casey, you brushed your teeth this morning. Want to come on Up Tempo and talk about it?
Right. When SportsCenter is LeBron, we are to Casey Lightfoot.
So even better, Casey. There's a mutual love between ourselves and Casey, and that spawned this. Armstrong.
What's up, Tempo Nation? Casey Lightfoot checking here. Special message. Quick recap on Saturday's meet. It went pretty well, if you ask me. I broke my own collegiate record. I jumped a centimeter higher, jumped 595 or 19.6 and a quarter. So, yeah, man, super excited. Glad the season's starting off good. I feel good on the runway, and but I know there's some left in the tank. I know I can jump higher, so hopefully sooner rather than later I can get that magical 6-meter bar.
So casual.
Yeah.
From the hotel room. I'm pretty sure that's a hotel that's behind him.
I wonder if 19.6 and a quarter. I wonder if we just jacked him up on a bang.
Yeah.
If we were just like, Casey, hammer this, and
take this, shotgun this, Casey,
and then bam, Casey Lightfoot jumps 20.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
21.
It's gonna happen. That 6-meter bar, he's gonna hit that before he leaves.
I want you to watch this too. Now, let's play this video that is the bane of my existence. And I'm gonna break it down after it happens, but I want you to watch this.
Ça claque dans les mains. Allez, Renaud est parti. Il passe 6,02. Meilleure performance mondiale de l'année pour Renaud Lemgueni. Et on voit la joie de tout un clan. Le clan des perchistes. Tout le groupe est sur lui. Il doit plus pouvoir respirer.
Okay. A, for the folks at home that are listening on the app, that must have been hilarious.
That was so confusing. So many people just tuned out.
I didn't even think about that.
English?
I didn't even think about
it.
They're reporting so many bugs right now to the SicEm365 app. Hey, my app is
Somebody
in
hijacked
French
the show.
now.
Somebody hijacked the show.
I didn't even think about that.
But that is a man jumping the same pole vault height as 21-year-old Casey Lightfoot. That man has gray hair. Jumping 19.6 and a quarter, and when it happened, his entire nation flipped S-word.
Just mobbed him.
Like, look, he's about to get just and hammered. Ugh, we are tackling you.
They almost gave Buddy a concussion after he broke that.
Literally,
look at this guy. I like the starfish at the end. He jumps up, spread eagle.
Do we have the video of Casey Lightfoot breaking his record?
Belly flop. Casey Lightfoot gives a quick fist
If we don't,
pump.
that's fine.
Nobody rushes him.
Yeah, basically, Casey Lightfoot jumps that same height and is like,
it's all in English.
Yeah, woo, woo, woo.
He's like, all right, good deal.
Been here before.
And he got an A on a test. He's like, sweet.
This guy's like,
good job, Casey.
You know exactly. You know what's going through his head? You know what's going through his head as soon as that guy jumped that?
Probably French words.
Yeah,
I'm so for that
Whereas
video.
Casey Lightfoot's like, yeah, that's pretty sweet.
I was like, man, good day at the op. Pretty good meat. He goes, pretty good meat if you ask me.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I got some more in the tank or whatever. I could probably jump 21.
Pretty good meat if you ask anybody.
So be an Olympian.
Oh,
we got T-Rex on the Impact Health Labs caller line. T-Rex, what's going on, my man? Happy Monday.
Hey, I just want to put it out there. Is it confirmed now that Bryce Drew is a member of the NWO Wolfpack? Woo! Look at that. That's what that hand signal is. That's a Wolfpack, baby.
Yeah.
Y'all too young for that.
Woo! I'm not.
Bryce Drew is a member of the Wolfpack. I'm going to go put on my NWO hoodie that I have. And we're not talking Hollywood Hogan or, the white and black NWO. We're talking old school Wolfpack, black and red for life. Stick it to Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
That is a dinosaur.
I honestly don't get the reference, but I love that he's a part of the Wolfpack.
Oh my goodness! All right, JD, we're gonna have a sit down sometime.
I would love that.
We're gonna figure this
at a tennis meet.
I would absolutely love that.
Hey, I just want everyone to know that there's a lot of media organizations in the world, especially sports media, and many in Waco and many news stations. But there was only one sports news network at the men's tennis match yesterday, and that was Up Tempo.
That's true.
So, shout out to Up Tempo.
Up Tempo, top 10 matchup. Top 10 matchup in Waco. Up Tempo was there. Who else was there? Nobody. It was
T-Rex.
Dark.
T-Rex was there. Good to see you there, T-Rex.
T-Rex, you deserve to be every news station in Waco. You are Waco.
I am not. No. We're gonna take a step back. No, I'll leave that to the professionals such as you two gentlemen.
Appreciate you.
But anyways, I just wanted also to be known that Texas changed their attendance policy solely because they're playing Baylor. I don't know if y'all discussed that. I was on a work call until the end of the Bryce Drew interview, so I don't know if y'all talked about that. But they definitely changed their policy because they knew that they need at least a minimum 10 fans that they get every night because no one goes to games in Austin. So I think they were afraid originally that Baylor fans were going to take over, but then we just decided we're just going to watch on our couch because we're not going to pay $200 to sit in the nosebleeds in that Frank Erwin Center. So they're like, all right, we'll open it up, and our 10 fans that come every week can come. So good job, Texas. You're still going to lose. It's going to be okay. Shaka Smart needs a haircut. It's all right.
Retweet. Shaka Smart will be available, by the way. Shaka Smart will be there.
Oh, he will? Okay, well, even better. Scott Drew will have the clippers ready to trim that hair. And, because Shaka, oh, God, I'm gonna take a step back.
Shaka? I hardly know.
Shaka Smart is not part of the Wolfpack. He's not part of the Wolfpack.
No, he's not.
Can't run with us.
T-Rex, you want to play some Bear games?
Hey, let's play some Bear games, because it's Monday, my dude.
Let's do it.
I will now be announcing with T-Rex on... This is a formal announcement. Beep, 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 the next Bear Games bracket that will come out within some days when I'm driven enough to put it together will be a Big 12 mascot bracket. If you were to put the Big 12 mascots into an arena and make them fight, who wins? But that's not the question today. That's just the announcement. Congratulations, you now have all been informed on the bracket. Cheers. Hear ye, hear ye. Some of you will die, but that is a sacrifice that I'm willing to make. T-Rex.
Great reference. Reference.
What was the Bear Games question again today? What did I asked somebody earlier? Statman. Oh, what's the best Baylor men's basketball play that you've seen in person?
Is that play that I've seen in person?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, man. I want an easy answer because it's fresh in the mind would be Matthew Myers' one-arm putback. But that's easy.
That's spectacular.
So I'm going to say any time a Baylor player posterizes a UT player. So which happens a lot,
Take that, Mike. Who do you think you are?
Michael.
Michael. All right, T-Rex, thanks for your call.
The attendance for the game against Baylor will be roughly the same as it was last year. Even the games they've had so far this year are roughly the same as they've had in years past in terms of how many people are at these games. Like, there's nobody at these games. It's a ghost town.
Steven from Virginia is on the Impact Health Labs caller line. Steven, I'm not taking your call yet because I want you to play music Monday. But we got to do SicEm Pick'em here really quick.
Let's ride.
I will tell you this, my friends, from this past weekend. If you follow me on Twitter and you read my picks, you are a very happy Monopoly money bettor. On Saturday. I had 15 picks that I put into the Monopoly money betting thing that I do. 14 of them hit. I won $334 Monopoly dollars.
Boom.
I am currently ahead almost $500 Monopoly dollars.
Done.
solely because I have listened to the SicEm Pick'em.
Yes.
Yes. So if you too listen to the SicEm Pick'em and get your Monopoly picks from the SicEm Pick'em, probably a happy man. I have four parlays in play on Saturday. First being West Virginia money line. That didn't hit because West Virginia stinks. I also had in that Mississippi State money line. They won. Cleveland State -4. They hit. Oklahoma State -1 in the first half. That hit because they're a great first half team.
Great first half team.
Now, here are the 3 parlays that all hit, and this is wild. Texas A&M money line. Tight game against Kansas State. They barely won it. I was like peeing myself. Texas Tech -4. I don't know how it happened, but it did. They won by 5.
Mac McClung,
it
baby.
was stupid. Did you guys watch that? It was stupid how that happened. Stupid. Texas Tech came back to win it. Like 12 points in a minute and a half.
Yeah, ran the thing.
Missouri money line. Missouri was down 12 to TCU late. It took them overtime to beat TCU. That money line hit. That was the one thing that should have just happened
Hysterical.
easily.
Yeah, that's a lock.
Toledo -3. I had Toledo -3, and the first 4-team parlay hit. I only put like 20 Monopoly dollars
Who
on
Toledo
it.
play?
I don't know. I don't remember. It doesn't matter.
But
I only put like 20 Monopoly dollars on that and made like
money.
a bunch of Monopoly dollars. Second parlay, Oklahoma +3. They won outright.
Boom.
Second one, Duquesne -10. I don't remember what happened, but it was bad. Duquesne won by a lot.
Let's go.
I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it. I think it's Duquesne.
Yeah, it's Duquesne. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
South Dakota money line -550. They barely won. Like a -550 money line should be an easy win. They barely won, but they won. So that hit. That parlay hit. Then the big parlay of the day. Hit it, Armstrong. Dun, dun, dun. Weber State -13. Weber State won by like 24. It was stupid good. Weber State, big stand right here. Auburn Baylor over. I was peeing myself in the Farrell Center. Because it was 153.5, and it was like 158 was the final. It was stupid tight.
The overs, man. Vegas knows something.
Cleveland State -4. Your best bet, Cleveland State won. By like a lot. And then Grand Canyon -2.5. Bryce Drew!
Purple Guava Bryce Drew.
Kicked butt. And that is how I won 300 and some odd Monopoly dollars. If only it was real dollars and I could cash it in.
I know. We got to figure out when this is going to be legal in Texas because you could make some real Monopoly.
Not real dollars, so I can't cash it in. I'm just playing Monopoly with the boys.
Yep.
Tonight, SicEm Pick'em.
You don't psych yourself out.
Don't listen to that.
You don't psych yourself. What?
Please don't listen to that.
So you just quit after you go 0 for 4? 0 for 3? You're done?
If you are in the negative in Monopoly dollars, don't just be like, yeah, but I'm going to keep on Monopoly dollar putting in because it's just Monopoly dollars.
Shooter shoot builds character.
No,
Shooter shoot. Yeah,
that's
Armstrong.
how you lose your Monopoly
baby.
house.
You know, baby.
Stop.
This is what this country was built on. Shooters shooting.
Today's SicEm Pick'em. We got to hurry too.
Let's ride.
We have like
Let's ride.
no time.
Okay.
The Citadel and Western Carolina are at halftime right now.
I love it.
It's 11:55.
I love it.
So we can't pick that. What do you got in SicEm Pick'em today? Georgia Tech Louisville's at 1.
Georgia Tech Louisville, thought about that one. Don't like it. Oklahoma +7 at Texas Tech. I like that. I think Texas Tech is playing, I think Texas Tech is very inconsistent. If Mac McClung's not playing well, they're not doing well. I like Oklahoma +7. Memphis -9 against UCF. UCF has lost 4 out of their last 5. The kicker to me here is common opponents. UCF went down against Wichita State 88-93. Memphis beat the brakes off them by 20. I like Memphis -9 there. We agree on this one. Sac State +9 against Eastern Washington.
Bet it quick, though. It's 105.
Got to bet it quick. Here's what I'm looking at. In back-to-backs, Sac State has played substantially better in the second game. Idaho State, they lost 56-57. Next game, turn around, 70-65 W. Montana State, they lose 66-78 in the first game, 89-83 in game 2. Again, the spread is 9 tonight. They're +9. They lost to Eastern last night, 60-68. So if they play as well as they did last night, they're covering. Again, I like them +9. I think we agree on that. They're only allowing 63 a game, so they're a pretty good defensive team. That's my SicEm Pick'em. Keep shooting your shot.
Stop. Stay away
Keep
from Georgia
shooting
Tech
your
Louisville.
shot.
Stay away from Georgia Tech Louisville. Hit +9 Sacramento State against Eastern Washington tonight. Listen to me. Sacramento State +9. I like that one a lot. Also, you're going to want to go Illinois State +18.5 against Drake. Yesterday, Illinois State takes Drake to overtime. Drake's coming off a COVID stint. Overtime. But today, they're 18.5-point dogs, +18.5 on Illinois State. Also, what you want to look at with Illinois, the Illinois State-Drake game. Illinois State, in Game 2 of these series, play particularly better. They play better in Game 2s. Illinois State, +18.5 tonight. Also on the docket, I like Duke -11 at Miami. Duke's hot right now. Duke -11. I like that pick a lot. Also, what I'm going to go ahead and go with, there was one in here that I really thought was interesting that I think I'm going to take. That's another one, sorry. Loyola Chicago -8 against Missouri State. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Grambling -24.5 against Mississippi Valley State. It's a risk, but it's at Grambling, and I like it. It. Mississippi Valley State is 0-14 this year. Go ahead and lock that one in. I like Oklahoma +7 at Texas Tech. I agree with you right there. The rest of the game is postponed. Today is an awful day in college basketball. I hope the world burns.
Shoot
Steven
your
from
shot.
Virginia is on the Impact Labs car line. It's time for Music Monday. Steven, you want to play?
I'd love to play.
Okay, if you beat me and JD, you win something of this. Gosh, dang it. I hate myself
Shaker.
sometimes. I hate that I give those away. If you beat just one of us, you win a T-shirt, which you already have one of those, so I'll just send you another one. And if you beat none of us, you win a sticker. Are you ready to play?
Well, I'd love a sticker regardless, even if I only beat one of y'all. The stickers I'm really after.
Steve's good. Steve's
the
good.
stickers what he's after. Right. I will send you a sticker. All right, Armstrong, are you ready? JD, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready, Steven?
I'm ready.
Music Monday.
I never thought you'd go till you did. Till it takes all night. Now I'll never dance with another.
JD Licks.
I like all these songs, but I don't know any of them. I know one of them.
Steve, how do you feel?
One of them.
Ooh.
I think I probably got 3. I think I got 3 points.
Okay, are you ready to hear it again?
Did you get all of them?
No.
Yeah, let me get my paper out here.
Oh, you didn't have paper?
Yeah, I made this really quickly, and I'm now realizing this is difficult.
I did request for a Drake Music Monday.
And you didn't get it, as you shouldn't be able to.
What do you mean I shouldn't be able to?
That's
to request
literally
Drake Music
5
Monday?
free points.
Why is that
you
5 free points?
You understand the artist is part of the guessing game?
It's a song and album. That's what we talked about, Armstrong.
Yeah, that is actually.
This is a conversation you were there for.
I need to actually think about Music Monday.
Steven, are you ready again?
We could do that.
Yes, sir, I am.
All right, Armstrong.
I never thought you'd go till you did. Till it takes all night. Now I'll never dance with another.
Okay.
I feel good about 2.
All right,
Okay. 2 points.
tell me, Steven from Virginia, what do you got?
What do you got?
So I've got the Beatles, and I saw her standing there. That's one of them.
2 points.
2 points.
And then I've got Jackson Brown,
3
and I'm
points.
trying to figure out what that song is called.
Jackson Brown Brand.
Jackson Brown. I don't think I have it. I think those are the 3 points I'm going to get.
All right, 3 points. JD, what do you got?
I got Need to Breathe, Drive All Night is 3.
Good job. That's
2 points.
Good job.
And then is Beach Boys on there?
No.
Is Beach Boys one of the others? We got 2 points.
Wow, Beach Boys.
2 points.
I've got All My Exes Live in Texas by George Strait.
No.
Okay, but number 1 is this. It's like the start of All My Exes Live in Texas, is it not? What was number 1?
Number 1 is I Like Texas by Pat Green.
By Pat Green. That's why it has the.
I think it may be a reference to All My
It
Exes.
is. That's the same riff. It's the same riff.
Sneaky Armstrong.
Which is a little confusing, yeah.
2 is Need to Breathe, so there's 1 point on the board for me.
Yes.
Is 3 the artist Randy Newman?
Which one was 3? I'm trying to think. 3 was,
Well, it was
not. No, it was not Randy Newman.
So I have 1 point on the board with Need to Breathe. 4, Jackson Brown.
Correct.
Running on Empty.
Correct.
Okay.
Nice.
And then 5, I saw her standing there by the Beatles.
Correct. That's
So
5
is that
points.
5 points? I
There
got
we go.
5 points.
There we
You got
go.
3 points.
2 points? 2 points.
All right, you tied with JD. So Stephen from Virginia, I'm going to send you a sticker. I'm going to send you a sticker.
There you go.
Sticker. I hardly know her. Thank you, Stephen from Virginia, for playing.
Thanks, guys. Love playing.
Absolutely.
You're the
We got to
man,
hit a commercial
Steve.
break here. We got Taylor Ellis coming up for the Baylor softball team. Stephen, call back later, as you always do. We'll play Bear games. All right, this guy is J.D. Pickell. This guy typically is Drake Toll. Armstrong Sims is always Armstrong Sims. You are watching right now the madness that's happening. It's called Up Tempo, and you can watch it so many ways. So do that. When we come back, Taylor Ellis of the Baylor softball team joins us. This has been the Bomb Boys Power Hour on Up Tempo.
It was a busy week in Baylor athletics, starting with the number 2 men's basketball team who beat Auburn 84-72, thanks to Adam Flagler's 19 in an unbelievable hot stretch from Matthew Meyer. On the women's side, Nalissa Smith notched another double-double with 20 points and 10 rebounds, alongside Dejanay Carrington's 17 to lift the Lady Bears over Iowa State 85-77. In tennis, the number 6 men's team knocked off number 4 Texas in Austin 4-1, but fell to number 3 TCU 4-1 on Sunday at the Hawkins Indoor in Waco. The number 20 women's team knocked off SMU 7-1 at home. In track, Casey Lightfoot has done it again. With competitors around the world rivaling his lead, Lightfoot beat his own NCAA pole vault record again in Lubbock over the weekend. And the 9th-ranked Baylor equestrian team dropped their opener at number 7 Texas A&M by the slimmest of margins. Tied 9-9 at the end of the meet, the judges concluded that A&M had won the tiebreaker. Elsewhere in men's basketball over the weekend, number 15 Kansas fell at number 18 Tennessee 80-61. Penn State beat number 14 Wisconsin 81-71. Georgia Tech beat 16 Florida State 76-65. Purdue upset number 21 Minnesota 81-62. Florida upset number 11 West Virginia 85-80, and number 24 Oklahoma beat number 9 Alabama 66-61 while missing 2 starters. I'm Armstrong Sims, and that's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up Tempo.
From the first workout to the last practice, sports is an incredible challenge. Hi, this is Dan Ingham with the First National Bank of Central Texas, and we're proud to support each athlete, every parent, and our educators. From families, small businesses, to the biggest industry, we're here to help. With remarkable products like First Free Checking, we've got banking ideas that fuel big dreams. The First National Bank of Central Texas. Familiar faces making local decisions.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Let Camille Johnson Realtors guide you seamlessly through the process of buying your dream home or selling your current one. Commercial, farm and ranch, or residential, Camille Johnson Realtors can smoothly and successfully lead you through any transaction. With a team of 28 experienced agents who are excited about serving you, Camille Johnson Realtors services the entire greater Waco area. If you're in the market to buy or sell, contact Camille Johnson Realtors, 104 Midway Center in Woodway, or find them online at www.camillejohnson.com. Camille Johnson Realtors, elegant, charming, warm. Welcome home.
Bird Culchin Ford has been in Waco since 1936. Ford, the #1 selling truck in Texas, 43 years running. And Bird Culchin Ford proudly supports high school football in Central Texas. And no better way to tailgate with a Ford than from Bird Culchin Ford. And are there better vehicles to tailgate with than the Ford F-150 or the Ford Expedition? And of course, you can get them new, pre-owned Bird Culchin Ford. Our sponsor of the Ford Tough Player of the Week, locally owned dealership. Online at bkford.com at 1701 West Loop 340 in Waco. Bird Culchin Ford.
The holidays are here, and I have a simple question for you. Will you weigh as much more or less than you do right now when the holidays are over? Why not end the year in better shape than when you started and create momentum for 2021? Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness has numerous options for stocking stuffer gifts with gift cards for gym or tennis membership, fitness merchandise, tanning, massage, tennis lessons, and personal training. Perhaps a gift for a client, a family member, or a friend. You just need to walk through the front door to change your life. Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness with personal trainers Christy London and Randall Corley. 40-plus group exercise classes, including twice-a-week boot camp. Spacious, clean workout room, free weights, Cybex cardio equipment, and no intimidation. A tremendous camaraderie and family atmosphere. So get the best and healthiest Christmas gift you can for someone or yourself. It's time to react today, not tomorrow, at Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness on Lake Shore Drive in Waco.
Learning to navigate life in the COVID-19 world has been a struggle, and where and how to get tested has been one of the biggest challenges. Impact Health Labs has your answer. If you need mass testing for your office, church, dormitory, or school, Impact Health Labs is who to call. They will come to you, conduct the testing at your location, and have the test back within 24 hours. Most major insurance accepted, meaning your out-of-pocket cost is low. So no more waiting by the phone for days to find out the results. Impact Health Labs was founded by 3 Army licensed and credentialed medical professionals professionals. They believe in accuracy, efficiency, and doing the job right. Call 254-744-6233 to set up your group screening today. Impact Health Labs, on-site, prompt, and accurate, taking COVID-19 head-on. Again, that number is 254-744-6233 or online at impacthealthlabs.com.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
All right, welcome back in Up Tempo. It is Monday. I am Drake Toll, Armstrong Sims, our producer. J.D. Pickell has stepped out to take his dog to the dog park. But now we are joined by Taylor Ellis of the Baylor softball program. Taylor, thanks for coming on with us. And you know, practice is starting to pick up. The season's right around the corner, just a couple of weeks away. And really, you've got to be pumped to get back out there, I'm sure.
First off, thanks for having me, Drake. Yeah, we're definitely excited to get the season rolling. Obviously, with COVID and everything, we haven't played in quite a while, so it'll be nice to actually get rewarded for all this practice that we put in this fall, and we're looking forward to it.
You know, I want to start, before we kind of backtrack, I want to start with the now and the season that you're looking at. Now that Coach Moore and staff have been able to put it together, now that you can see step by step, weekend by weekend, where you'll be and who you're playing, what do you make of this 2021 slate?
It's going to be awesome. You know, every school is going to have 5 years of players, so it'll be really cool to kind of run it back. That's kind of been what I've been saying, is run it back, left off where we started. We were really kind of getting in the groove last year, and we're looking forward to picking up where we left off. Obviously, we have some crucial pieces back for this team, for this 2021 year. It's going to be really exciting. We've got a lot of freshmen that came in that have really stepped it up and grown up fast, and that's really important for teams that are looking to make a run, is how fast can your freshmen grow? How fast can they mature? And they really handled that with such grace, and they're awesome, and we're looking forward to what we have to show. We're going to put on a show this year, and we're just really excited.
Taylor, for you personally, getting back out there for practice within the last week or two, what has that been like to be back out on the field, and is there this certain excitement in the air knowing the season's right around the corner?
Yeah, we definitely all have a sense of urgency. That's kind of our motto last year, and going into this year, we all have a different, level of appreciation for the game as well, because if something gets taken away from you, that's when you really start to appreciate it. And I think a lot of us seniors that are now super seniors really understand that, and especially some other players that had injuries, it means more to them as well. And so, we're just looking forward to it. We've got a great group of girls, a lot of talent on this team, but also just a lot of heart. And that's one of those immeasurables that, you won't find on the stat sheet, but they'll notice when they watch us play.
Taylor, for you personally, with your positions, I mean, you can play catcher, you can play shortstop, you could probably coach the team if you really had to in just crazy circumstances. Tell me, is there going to be any consistency for you on where you are on the field this year, or are you just going to be utility wherever you're needed, you're going to be?
Yeah, I kind of like my role on the team as far as being a utility player and kind of just being available where they need me. I've embraced that role since I got here. Starting out, came in as a catcher, or came in as a shortstop, was converted to a catcher, then kind of back to shortstop, back to catcher. So I'm sure you won't be shocked to hear that I'm probably going to be playing possibly neither of those positions this year. And so I'll give you the answer, but I'll probably be playing a lot of third base this year. I'm going to be playing a lot of third base, also some shortstop with Aaliyah Pritchett. Going to be, if she has to go pitch, probably going to have to slide back over there. Made some good plays there this weekend, so I still got it.
I love it. You talked about the super senior and coming back to this program, so I want to backtrack to and it's weird asking you this question because I had the opportunity, to be a part of that team, really what you guys experienced, flying out to Houston, doing the game in Houston, and then the team obviously had gone to Jacksonville, been in Florida, down to Gainesville, and then kind of the bottom falls out. And you find out, okay, the NBA is canceled, now March Madness and NCAA basketball is canceled. When that all happened, when COVID happened, what do you remember about where you were and what you were hearing? Right.
So like you said, we were in Gainesville getting ready to play Florida. I can remember being in the hotel room. We had just gotten there, flipped on the TV. I heard NBA was being canceled. So I was like, my goodness, if the NBA is being canceled, you know, I would assume college softball would follow. But, you know, I just held out hope. I kind of thought, you know, maybe we'll have the games, but no spectators. And so that was kind of the next talk. And I was like, and then so they were like, no family. My family had actually driven up to be there for that game. And so we actually were getting the day off. So I was actually spending the day with them when I found out that, hey, get to the hotel as soon as possible. We're flying back right now. And so that right there was just kind of shocking. But I thought, surely, you know, we'll take 2 weeks off and then, you know, things will be back. No worries. But quickly found out it was going to be a lot more than 2 weeks. And just credit to the NCAA for allowing us to come back and having this season. And it's just really special to be back.
I remember the plane ride from Jacksonville back to Dallas, and really the aura for especially seniors was, will I ever play softball again? Is that a question that you asked yourself on that plane ride back to Texas?
1,000%. How could you not? You know what I mean? You know, I've had a bunch of flashbacks to all my years of softball and playing softball and memories and, you know, all those different thoughts, and just honestly, you think the worst, you know, it's over for me. You know, it was a good run, but it's over. And then probably not that long after that, and I knew in my heart that if they gave us the chance to come back, I was absolutely going to take it. Just from, like you said, that somber feeling of the plane ride back really had me think a lot about, you know, oh, I wish I would have done this. And you certainly don't want to have those wishes going out or any regrets to that regard. But I definitely was thinking about it. And I think it was only a few days later, Coach Moore asked me, you know, hey, if you got the opportunity to come back, would you? And I said, in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, I would. And so it really wasn't much of a decision for me. I knew I was going to be here doing grad school, so I wanted to be here. If I was going to be here, I really wanted to be all here. And for me, that's supporting Baylor softball. And I think, you know I made the right decision in that.
When it all took place, and this is a question that I don't know that I've asked an athlete yet, but I've always been so curious. Instead of hearing it from your coaches that the season had been canceled, it seems like most players found out just through hearsay, social media, a random text message. Did it feel like you had the closure of the coaches being able to bring you together and say, hey, our season's been put to a stop? Or were you just finding out through different outlets and things that were being put out on social media?
Yeah, I think it is unique in that regard that most of us did find out through social media. You know, of course, our coaches try to keep us in the loop as much as possible. And they were great throughout that whole process, but they were also finding out through social media. So when they found, you know, we had all found out at the same time. So really no fault to their own. You know, we all kind of got the news at the same time. So that was very unique and kind of tough to process at the same time. But I think, you know, like I said, we had a great team last year and a great group of girls, and really just felt very loved during that whole time, and very, you know, thought about during that whole time by teammates, by friends, by family, everybody involved, just very supportive in that. And even, you know, I know it has to be hard on the freshmen that were coming in this year. You know, if we weren't here, a lot of them would be getting more playing time, more opportunity. And so I certainly understand, you know, those concerns from parents and from fans as well. But just allowing us to come back and being so welcoming and accepting of us, taking this extra year has been great. Nothing but support from a lot of people.
So moving on from that entire situation where it just seemed like there was really little to no hope, and into you getting the call or the text that, hey, the NCAA is going to allow you to come back. Was that an emotional moment for you, finding out you would play softball in a Baylor uniform again?
1,000%. Yeah, it definitely was. I can remember being with, you know, my family took a few days to get back, but as soon as I got back, you know, my dad was there, and I can remember a lot of my softball memories have to do with my dad, my mom as well, but my dad was in town, and I can just remember breaking down in his arms and just being so super upset that, it was over. I truly felt that it was over, and that, how can they rectify, there's so much that goes into play in allowing us to come back. And so I thought there's no possible way that was going to happen. Thought it was over. And so just getting that opportunity, and when they announced that, I was just honestly shocked, one, but two, just so grateful, and feeling like they made the right decision, and they put us, the student athletes at the forefront of that decision. And so I know that was a hard decision for those people to make. Certainly grateful that they made the decision that they made, and just very grateful.
Yeah, so tell me too, when the team got back together for the first time, when you all met back in Waco in the fall, and you sit in the same room with your team, was that an emotional moment as well, just to be back with the girls?
Absolutely it was. It was just surreal, honestly, because that was a moment that I didn't think would happen again. And so when we all were there, when we got there, I just thought it almost was like, this isn't real. I'm just, and so it was a weird moment for sure. It was weird, but it was very cool. Awesome to see everybody, because we all went home, most of we have people from California, Houston, all over. So the last time I had seen them was through a screen. We kept up with each other through Zoom conferences, Zoom calls, things like that. And so that was the last time that I'd really seen him. And really before that, the last time I saw him in person was that plane ride in Florida. And so that made things even more surreal, because that's your last memory of being with them. And then seeing each other face to face again. That was really neat. Probably a moment I won't forget, actually.
And then Taylor, you step back out there for practice this spring, knowing that the slate is coming up. You're going to get to play a full schedule. The first time that cleat hit dirt, was it just awesome?
Super awesome. Yeah. Great feeling. There's nothing quite like it. Hearing the metal cleats on concrete, that's one of my favorite sounds, and then walking through the tunnel, win the day, that's kind of take it day by day, because, we all know that even now things could shut down again, and so we've kind of been just taking it day by day and just enjoying the day, every single day. And I think that means a little bit more when what happened to us happened, you know what I mean? And so I think we're able to appreciate every day that we have on the field. Even just last week, I think it was last week, that we had a lot of rain, and we couldn't be out on the field. Even that, before, that wouldn't have been a big deal. Okay, we have a great indoor facility that the Gettermans provided. It's not that big of a deal. We'll go practice in the indoor. But there's just something about being able to be on the field with your team, with your coaches, and it's just an awesome feeling, and one that you don't want to lose.
How about coming into the season, too? You're informed you're ranked number 18 in the preseason ESPN poll, 22 in the coaches poll, 4th in the Big 12 preseason poll. You and I had a conversation, I remember, coming back from Florida, that it seemed like the mantra of the team, the aura around the program, you guys were going to take at least 2 out of 3 against Florida in Gainesville. That was a team that was set up to make a deep run even early on. You just knew there was something special about last year's squad. To have everybody back, to see those rankings and those projections, is that fuel for you guys to just be better and prove the country wrong, really?
It really is, and we kind of fit that underdog role very well. We always have since I've been here. I'm thinking back to my freshman year. We were number 15 in the Super Regionals versus number 2 Arizona. We love that. We love that role. We love that underdog mentality. Our kind of our mantra that first year was that green team. Who's that green team? And so we love that role, honestly, and that's something that we thrive off of. So going into Florida last year, that was something that obviously Florida's a nationally ranked powerhouse SEC school, and we're a little old Baylor, and we love that. We love that. We're scrappy. Everyone knows that. We like to play like gnats. We kind of never go away. We're kind of annoying the other team always. And we fit that role really well, but we're honestly looking to take that powerhouse, role. And so we're trying to get that respect, not just for us, but for future girls that come to this program and want to play for this program, and that they know that we're not just the underdog. You know, we consistently beat good teams. We have since I've got here, and we're just ready for that role.
Baylor is the best private school in softball, bar none, in the last 2 decades, and the only private school to make a World Series since '07. How about, multiple World Series? So the powerhouse role, the underdog role that you guys fill, that powerhouse role is being grown into without a doubt. But I got to ask you, too, with this season coming up, and for you being here 4 years under Coach Lum and what he meant to you and this program for that 2-decade stretch, does it feel like you guys are really dedicating this season to him?
For sure. We're absolutely dedicating this season to him. You can look at players that were here 20 years ago and they can tell you something great about Lum. Everybody has something great to say about Lum. He's a great man. He's great for this program. He's done many things for this program. And we're just forever indebted to him. And so quick shout out to him, his family. We love you. This season's for Lum.
And before I get you out of here, we asked this question to a whole lot of athletes and coaches because it applies to everybody at Baylor coming into the spring. And that's with this team, with the seniors that are coming back that are all-American caliber, yourself being included, Gia Rodoni, you got Nikki Dawson, I know there's plenty more, but does it feel like this team has a legitimate chance to win, not just to go to the World Series, but to win a national championship this year?
We do, and I think you're right. I think it starts with the leadership from our super senior class. Goose McGlon, Gia, Nikki, myself, we're really going to have to lead the way, and we take that responsibility 100%. Don't take it lightly. And like I said before, it's going to take a lot of the freshmen as well. The freshmen have really stepped in, matured well. We've got lots of big players coming back. Like I mentioned earlier, Aaliyah, Lou Gilbert, Emily Hott, some of the names that come to my head right off the bat. Madison Kettler is another one. All going to fill huge roles this year. And what's unique about this team really is that we can change the lineup every night and have a solid team. Before we kind of had our set group that we were rolling with. If one player's off, somebody else will step right in. And I think that's what's going to make this team special is that we have a lot of depth and a great team, a great group of girls.
See, it's going to be a big year. I know we at Up-Tempo are excited for it and excited to watch you guys play. Just knowing that you'll be in a Baylor uniform again, I know for you, obviously, that has a very special meaning, and it's not even comparable to how it makes those in media or fans feel. But just knowing that you guys, again, are stepping out on a field as Baylor softball players is awesome. Like, to know that we get an extra year of you guys being out there is so sweet. So tell me, we got our Bear Games question today. We play Bear Games on the show every day, which is just our fun, quirky thing, whatever. Today's question is, what is your favorite men's basketball memory that you have seen in person? Like, favorite men's basketball play that you like, oh, I remember that. That was freaking awesome. But I want to, unless you have one that like really sticks out, I kind of want to tweak yours to softball. Like, what is the one moment that you just mental picture like, man, I'm never forgetting this?
I have two that really come to my mind, and obviously that first one is Goose McGlon hitting the home run to send us to the World Series my freshman year. She was a freshman at the time as well. We came in together. She's a very special person to me. Great player, great person. That's just something that's just forever etched into my mind. One of those chill moments, get goosebumps all over just thinking about it. But just special for her, special for our team. I can remember her jogging around third base and just the team going, actually probably sprinting because we're all so excited. But that was just a special moment for our team, our program, to send us back for the fourth World Series run since 2007, like you had mentioned. Most in private school history. Just very special. And that's something that I really want these freshmen to experience also. It's my last year. I'd like to get us back there. I think everybody here has that urgency to get back there. We have a thing every 4 years. I don't know. I'm not saying anything. I'm not, I don't know. But yeah, that's one of them. Another one is, before that, we were in the regional tournament. James Madison was a great team at the time. They were a small program that was, making a mark. with their coach who's now at Auburn. And Gia Rodoni threw a no-hitter. I caught that game. Special game, special connection there, pitcher-catcher. Just awesome memories. There's a lot of memories from that year I could pick, but we're looking forward to making more this year. And I think that's what's special about this team.
Man, I have been no stranger to say it on this show, but I am a softball stan, like connoisseur. If there's one sport, like I love softball. I grew up around it. I didn't play, but I grew up around it, and I love it. Yeah.
Sister, but you have a sister that's making her way. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. She's throwing like 70 right now. She's only 13. Whatever. I don't know.
It's got to be a bear. Yeah.
Oh, she's got to be.
I had to slide that in there. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm excited. We too are like, hey, listen, I know you may play one day in college, but you're going to have to go to Baylor if you do. So, look, Taylor, thanks so much for joining us today. I loved having you on, and as always, just chatting with you. So, thanks for coming on, and good luck this season. I can't wait to see how it turns out.
Thanks so much, Drake. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, that was Taylor Ellis, the Baylor softball program on Up-Tempo today. Coming up, Morgan Uber from the Big 12 digital correspondent joins us, talking men's basketball from this past weekend and breaking down some of the games coming up this week. We'll be right back on Up-Tempo.
It was a busy week in Baylor athletics, starting with the number 2 men's basketball team who beat Auburn 84-72, thanks to Adam Flagler's 19 in an unbelievable hot stretch from Matthew Meyer. On the women's side, Nalissa Smith notched another double-double with 20 points and 10 rebounds, alongside Dejanay Carrington's 17 to lift the Lady Bears over Iowa State 85-77. In tennis, the number 6 men's team knocked off number 4 Texas in Austin 4-1, but fell to number 3 TCU 4-1 on Sunday at the Hawkins Indoor in Waco. The number 20 women's team knocked off SMU 7-1 at home. In track, Casey Lightfoot has done it again. With competitors around the world rivaling his lead, Lightfoot beat his own NCAA pole vault record again in Lubbock over the weekend. And the 9th-ranked Baylor equestrian team dropped their opener at number 7 Texas A&M by the slimmest of margins. Tied 9-9 at the end of the meet, the judges concluded that A&M had won the tiebreaker. Elsewhere in men's basketball over the weekend, number 15 Kansas fell at number 18 Tennessee 80-61. Penn State beat number 14 Wisconsin 81-71. Georgia Tech beat 16 Florida State 76-65. Purdue upset number 21 Minnesota 81-62. Florida upset number 11 West Virginia 85-80, and number 24 Oklahoma beat number 9 Alabama 66-61 while missing 2 starters. I'm Armstrong Sims, and that's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up-Tempo.
With your Ram truck from Allen Samuels, you may not have to plow through snow and mud or pull heavy loads, but you could. During the Big Finish year-end event, you get a Ram deal like no other. Employee pricing for all, 0% for 84, and no payments for 90 days. Ram 1500 Lone Star for Christmas. No other truck comes close. And ask about Big Finish pricing on Ram Heavy Duty and Ram ProMaster for your business. Happy holidays from Allen Samuels.
How did Edward Jones become one of the biggest financial service companies in the world? By not acting that way. Financial strategies, one-on-one advice, it's a big difference. And that's why Brad Wilson, your Edward Jones financial advisor, makes sense of investing. Experience the difference for yourself. Brad Wilson, 250 Sharon Drive in Woodway, 254-776-4337. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
At Ideal MRI, we feel blessed to be a part of the Waco community. We're a small family business right here in Central Texas, and our goal is to bring down the cost of healthcare while maintaining high quality. At times like this, the cost of healthcare has never been more important, and unfortunately, significant illnesses and injuries still occur. That's why Ideal MRI is open and here to serve you through the difficult time. We offer premium MRIs just like a hospital with state-of-the-art technology and specialists, but you'll pay less. Sometimes thousands of dollars less, whether you're using insurance or not. At Ideal MRI, we accept most insurance and there are no hidden costs. Even offering financing if that's needed, everything included in the price, and you'll not get something as a surprise in the mail later on. If you need an MRI, ask your doctor about Ideal MRI. They'll know. You can schedule an appointment safely from home online in minutes at idealmri.com or give us a call, 833-IDEAL-MRI, idealmri.com.
Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has protected fellow Texans with auto, home, health, and life insurance since 1952. With more than 260,000 square miles of land and 27 million people, that's a lot to cover. Whether you're wrangling cattle or wrangling kids, we're proud to protect Texans in all Texan ways of life.
Stop by and see our agents at one of our 3 McLennan County locations.
Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Waco Custom Marketplace is your home for holiday favorites for parties and the time with family. Various specials available in-store and online. A variety of steak gift boxes with 4 ribeyes for $70, 4 bacon wrap fillets for $55, or 4 New York strips for $50, and all come with steak butter. Fall snack box for watching a game or wrapping presents or hosting people at your house, including summer sausage, split horn, and jalapeno cheese, and salted crackers for only $35. 2 pieces of lobster tails with herb butter and 2 bacon wrap fillets for $60. Order online or call in advance to ensure availability, or drop by Waco Custom Marketplace at 425 Lake Air Drive. Waco Custom Marketplace has a full-service butcher shop for customized orders or cuts of your favorite steaks or beef tenderloin or specially ordered prime rib roast. Plus, what you want with pork, poultry, seafood, and more. Waco Custom Marketplace, 425 Lake Air Drive in Waco, or WacoCustomMarketplace.com.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
Welcome back into Up Tempo. Drake Toll and the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den. Armstrong Sims is running the production today. Just had Taylor Ellis on, had Bryce Drew on earlier today. We did a miniature SicEm Pick'em. We'll do a little bit more of that later on in the show. Got Bears and Bus, I think, coming up today. If we have time, we got a packed Monday slate. And part of that is being joined, as always, by Morgan Uber coming on, Big 12 digital correspondent. Morgan, a big weekend in the Big 12. Thanks for coming on to break it down again.
Drake, thanks so much for having me. Yeah, excited to talk about the Big 12 SEC Challenge. Although it didn't go our way, I do certainly think that the upper echelon of the Big 12 separated itself amongst the conference here.
Does it feel like, too, that, and I think you're kind of alluding to that, hopefully, that the Big 12 has a powerhouse 3 or 4 teams right now that are just really that much better than almost anybody else in the country, and that sets them apart still from conferences like the SEC?
Definitely. And of course, Baylor at the very top of that list in the Big 12, but also Texas, who we've only seen them play 1 game since, January 17th, Oklahoma, Texas Tech. They're definitely riding there in the top 4 of the conference. And, Oklahoma, I think that was definitely the biggest win in the Big 12 SEC Challenge, knocking off easily the hottest team in college basketball. They really held the tide in check with their 3-point shooting. So, yeah, excited to dive into some of these matchups and also look ahead with you.
How about it? Let's start right there with Oklahoma, Alabama. I watched that game. Oklahoma came in as, I think it was a 3 to 6 point dogs, depending on who you looked at and where you looked. But Oklahoma also without Austin Reeves, one of their very best players. They were shorthanded and still knocked off Alabama. Does it feel like Oklahoma may not just be one of the hottest teams in the Big 12, but maybe the whole country now?
Absolutely. And, I think it's because they have a guy named Davion Harmon who is versatile, and he was able to step in. Last year we saw him at the point guard position. Austin Reeves has come into that position this year. That's his innate position. He loves it. He's talked about, being really happy playing there. But when you have a guy like Davion Harmon who plays with a big chip on his shoulder, able to lead the team, I listened to an interview that he had done with Andy Katz, the NCAA correspondent, after that win. And he said that, this Oklahoma team, they're putting in a lot of work behind the scenes, and it's finally paying off because now the whole country is getting to see it. And, they were picked number 6 in the preseason poll. But I knew I had this gut feeling, and I've told you and many people, they were my dark horse in the Big 12. And now it's weird. Here they are sitting there as potentially a favorite right behind Baylor if they're able to, knock off Texas again. So we'll see. I think the Sooners have something really special going, and that all starts with their head coach, Lon Kruger. He's led, 5 different programs to the NCAA tournament. He's a very unassuming, man, and I think this team kind of fits that. They're unassuming as well. They play with the poise and athleticism that's been really fun and special to see.
In other games that we had on Saturday in the slate, was there anybody that really surprised you? I know for me, TCU taking Missouri all the way to overtime. TCU probably should have won that game, really. And then Texas Tech coming back against LSU. Those two were big for me. Is there anything else that stood out for you?
I would agree with you that those two were probably the most surprising. It was, watching that Texas Tech game, if you turned it off or switched the channel 2 minutes before the end of that game, you thought, LSU had that one, a slam dunk. And then for Texas Tech to come back and, 12-0 in that final run due to guard Mac McClung, who was pretty quiet in the second half, but then hit those two huge threes. I don't think, other than maybe a Jared Butler, Mac McClung, if I had to pick my starting five in the Big 12 amongst our teams, that would be a guy that you want the ball in his hands in the final minutes because, he's as clutch as they come. And I've listened to, some different interviews and read a lot. And that's actually one thing that he's told his team, I want to be that guy that you can look to in those final minutes. And, he's a great leader and his only, I think he's going to continue developing, and his name is starting to be mentioned with All-American, in the mix there. So I think, he's a very special player and has this clutch gene that's certainly fun to watch.
For a Kansas team that came into the season so highly touted, especially last year after being so good with Devon Dotson and Azubuike, and now they've dropped 3 out of 4, a 19-point loss at Tennessee. Tennessee's been reeling as of late as well. Does it feel like Kansas is in a low point that they could come out of pretty quickly, or is it going to take some time to build right now for Bill Self and his squad?
Yeah, I think, the first thing that really jumps out at me is the fact that a lot of these Big 12 teams have continued to really progress and get better as the season's gone along. But I think for Kansas, it's, obviously gone a completely different way. And after that game, I listened to an interview that David McCormick did with the media. And, he said that there's a lot to learn and to change from their game. And I think it really all boils down to defensively. They did not look very strong from beginning to end. They did not look competitive in that game. Tennessee, it was like the bucket was, bigger than ever. They were hotter than ever, a team that really had been struggling as well, just completely destroyed Kansas. And I think, Coach Self also in that interview after the game, he said that they didn't do anything to make Tennessee play poorly in that game. And to me, that translates to the defensive end of the floor. They weren't, very aggressive and physical, especially, around the perimeter. So Kansas, I think hopefully this can be a get-right game here for them against Kansas State. But I do think they're sort of in this, rebuilding phase, rebuilding mode. And, I will say one of the things that ESPN analyst Fran Fraschilla, I love this, that he says, a really good Kansas team, Marcus Garrett would be their third best player. But right now he's asked to be their best player. And last year we saw that with Udoka Azubuike and Devon Dotson being the 1 and 2 guys. But now it's Garrett, and it's really all on his back to be the best defender, the best distributor, the best, offensive guy on the floor. And it's a lot to put on one guy. So I think they really do have to figure some things out there in Lawrence. One
could have inferred that the Kansas-TCU game would have been that jumpstart game for Kansas, but they would have inferred incorrectly. I being one, I really thought that would jolt them, but maybe Kansas State will. Now, as you look at tonight's slate, and I say slate, I'm not sure if you can even call that. It's only one game in the Big 12 with Oklahoma and Texas Tech, though, but it's the biggest game in the country again. I mean, these teams are going to be spotlighted tonight. What do you see out of this matchup between two teams right now that Oklahoma is top 12 all of a sudden?
Yeah, I think one of the big things for the Sooners that I was really happy to see was it looks like forward Brady Manick is coming back into his own and looking like himself again. He had 12 points out there, still coming off the bench for the Sooners after missing 2 weeks due to COVID. And he had said that, after having COVID-19, that it really knocked him on his butt. And it's taken him a little bit to get physically right again. But it was great to see him back out there on Saturday having a big performance and really, making a great impact for this team. I think another player to watch is Elijah Harkless. He's really come into his own, extremely versatile. He's an undersized 4, and he missed the first 5 games due to, transferring into Oklahoma. But I think, as he continues to really find his way in this lineup for the Sooners, they're only going to get better with his athleticism. And when you look across the floor to Texas Tech, again, it goes back to Mac McClung having this clutch gene. These are two teams with incredibly clutch players who can win games down the stretch. So I think that's certainly something to watch for. I think this game is going to be won in the final few minutes. And it's just going to be, who wants it more. So we'll see another big one on Big Monday. This is certainly a matchup that I'm looking forward to.
Is there any separation right now between the two teams? Would you say that maybe Oklahoma's got an edge because they're hot? But then I guess as I say that, Texas Tech, that comeback against LSU brings so much momentum. Is there either team that really has a leg up?
Well, that's a great question. That's really hard to answer because I think both of these teams, they're very good in late game situations, but I would give the edge to Texas Tech. Right now, I believe they've played 5 games this season that have been decided by 3 points or fewer or in overtime. So Texas Tech has the ability to win games in the final moments. And yeah, we've seen it time and time again. And that's because of head coach Chris Beard. They practice that, very often. Pretty much, if I'm not mistaken, every single practice he puts his team into late game situations and, has them, work through some different things. So that's why they were able to win that game against LSU on Saturday. Many people would have probably thought, oh man, they're out of it with just a minute 15 remaining. But Chris Beard had his team prepared for that moment. So I guess, if it is going to come down to the final few seconds, maybe I'd give the edge to Texas Tech. But Oklahoma, as hot as they are, it's just going to be a great battle to watch unfold before our eyes tonight.
Working into Tuesday, you've got West Virginia at Iowa State, which Iowa State's really reeling after a 40-point loss to Mississippi State. Kansas State at Kansas. Obviously, Kansas State has not played very well down the stretch or across the season. But the big one that you have to circle, number 2 Baylor at number 6 Texas in the Irwin Center in Austin. Is there a leg up for either team in this one? It seems like Texas really needs a win here to build momentum.
Finally, this game, I've been looking forward to it, Drake, you mentioned for so long because the first matchup had been postponed, back in middle of December. So, for Texas, I think the biggest thing and the biggest question mark, we don't know the physicality, the status of forward Brock Cunningham, forward Jericho Sims, and guard Courtney Ramey. They were out due to COVID protocols, but we're not sure if they actually had COVID-19 or, if they were out due to contact tracing. So there could be completely 2 different stories here, depending on what we see. Head coach Shaka Smart also having contracted COVID, but, expected to be back. So, for Texas, I think that's kind of the biggest question mark there. I think this matchup is so exciting because there's 2 3-headed monsters in terms of guard play on both ends of the floor. So that's really going to be a great battle to see. I think both of these teams, they embrace big moments. They're full of fierce competitors. There's plenty of great leadership, and they're 2 physical teams. I really don't know who's to say who's going to come out on top in this battle, but it'll be another great game that we have to look forward to on Tuesday. It seems like every game that we're talking about, lately, we just have so many great teams to look forward to, every night in the Big 12.
With Shaka Smart coming back for Texas, does that add a different level for them? I know there are a lot of programs in the Big 12. Say Scott Drew was to be out for a game. You've got guys like Jerome Tang that can step up and fill that role. We saw that twice this season in wins for the Bears. With Shaka Smart coming back, does that add a dimension for Texas, or is it going to be pretty much the same that we've seen from them the last couple games?
Well, I think KT Turner did a great job stepping up there. But Shaka Smart, this is his team. These are, his guys. And, he has the just a whole different, level of game management, I think, compared to his assistant coaches. I remember listening to the Oklahoma-Texas game, and one of the things that Fran Fraschilla pointed out was, just maybe mismanaging those timeouts there in the final seconds for Texas and Oklahoma during that game. So, I think certainly having your head coach back on the court, is a great positive thing for this team, and certainly will undoubtedly help the Longhorns.
Absolutely. And on the Baylor side, when you break down not only their performance against Auburn on Saturday and what they were able to do against Bruce Pearl's squad, but also just the last few games with how Davion Mitchell has stepped up. Jared Butler, obviously. Now you have Matthew Meyer in the mix, who looks good. Maceo Teague's putting up quiet 15-point nights everywhere. When you look at the matchup with Texas, is it going to take one of those guys off the bench to step up and score 15 or 20 like an Adam Flagler for Baylor to win this game on the road?
Gosh, I mean, yeah, the thing about Baylor that I think makes them so good is the fact that, and I know Coach Drew talks about this, and, you know, the national media talks about it all the time, is there's 8 starters really on this team. So, you know, I think it is going to take a full team effort, and I think that's what we saw on Saturday against Auburn. A lot of people, you know, were questioning, oh, you know, is Baylor going to be able to handle guard Sharif Cooper, one of the best guards in the SEC? And, you know, look, they dominated him, you know, holding him to just 15 points. And it was the Baylor bench that was amazing on Saturday, completely stepping up when, you know, Jared Butler and Maceo Teague and Davion Mitchell maybe didn't have their highest scoring, biggest nights. But yeah, it was the bench. It was Flagler with 19 points, who really stepped up and made a big statement for this team. I go back to, you know, the win over Kansas, when head coach Bill Self had mentioned, you know, after the game, it was one guy that beat us. That's what makes Baylor so good. The 30 points that Butler put up against them, separating, you know, what separates Gonzaga versus Baylor. He mentioned it was one guy versus a team of, you know, a whole team of 5. But, you know, while he wasn't wrong in that game in particular, I think there's been plenty of instances this season where we've seen, you know, 7, 8 guys really contributing and stepping up for Baylor. So it's not just one guy, and they've exemplified that in their win over Oklahoma, their win over Auburn. It can be any guy that steps up on a given night, and the Bears are so good about getting the ball to whoever's hot that night, and that's why they're the number 2 team right now in the country.
Working into Wednesday with Cade Cunningham and Oklahoma State at TCU. TCU played really, really well against Missouri. If they were to do that against most teams, most nights, they would be at least 500 in Big 12 play. Missouri is a very good team and was hot coming into that. If TCU plays like they did against Missouri, do they have a shot against Oklahoma State? Or really, do you think Oklahoma State right now is just too overpowering?
I think this is a great matchup. Mike Miles coming off a career-high 28-point game against, you know, one of the most exciting freshman guards in the country in Cade Cunningham. So TCU, I think they made a big statement what they did to Missouri. I think, you know, the difference in that game for me was Kevin Samuel fouling out and then not having him as an option to be able to rebound the ball. I mean, TCU on the glass there in overtime just got, you know, dominated, you know, because of Jeremiah Tillman there for Missouri. So I think it's, you know, I'm really looking forward to the Miles Cunningham battle, watching those two, and Cunningham, you know, how he progresses. I mean, he looked great out there in the second half against Arkansas. So physically, I think he's ready for the challenge. I think this is going to be another great game. I think TCU does have a shot.
I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot here with this too, but across the country, is there any game that you're looking at right now outside of the Big 12 this week that you're excited to watch? And really, I think it goes into almost a personal question. How much do you get to watch outside of the Big 12?
I'm going to be honest with you, Drake. I really just keep it locked in on the Big 12, even though I did. Missouri is my alma mater, but I will say, you know, being a Big 12 girl now and having worked for the conference on Saturday, I did feel myself pulling for the Horned Frogs. So I am locked in on the Big 12, especially to be an expert for our fan base. Come on here with you, be able to share my knowledge, listening to plenty of press conferences, talking with analysts like Fran Fraschilla. I'm all locked in on the Big 12. So, I can't say there's another game I'm looking forward to more than the one that we have tonight, Oklahoma, Texas Tech.
I, too, am all locked in on the Big 12. I cannot tell you one matchup outside of the Big 12 that's going on this week. So I'm sorry I put you on the spot with a question I couldn't even answer. But working into kind of the last couple matchups we can break down for this week, and that comes on Saturday with really what a game in the Big 12 that I'm excited to see, and I think most people are because of both these teams coming off of losses. How do they respond? I know we're looking ahead, but Kansas and West Virginia, they both dropped in the rankings after losses in the SEC Big 12 Challenge. That game is in Morgantown. Is there a shot that Kansas goes down again to lose what would be, I guess, 4 out of 6?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think at this point, anything's on the table. And who's not to say, this week, I think it'll be interesting to see how these two teams respond and bounce back. For the Jayhawks, I think, rebounding is going to be a challenge for them with Derek Culver there for West Virginia. And that was Kansas's one of their biggest problems, I thought, against Tennessee, was they were just completely out-rebounded. And defensively, they weren't able to do anything. While on the other hand, for West Virginia, Derek Culver had a huge game there on last Saturday, but it was the guards who really, didn't step up and were pretty quiet. So I think West Virginia, they really need to get back to that guard play and being dominant there, kind of that mixed balanced scoring. And for Kansas, I think they need to get David McCormick going and make sure that he's ready for the fight on the glass that Derek Culver is going to bring.
And then with the Big 12 race as a whole, I kind of like, take a step back and really put it all into perspective. The current Big 12 standings, Baylor is obviously on top and creating separation amongst the rest of the conference. Kansas has really dropped out of the conversation for Big 12 champions in the regular season this year. Is it, and this is really almost a rhetorical question, is it Baylor's to lose at this point?
I think so. Yeah. Every week, I think, you and I talk about it, hearing other national media talk about it. Gonzaga and Baylor have certainly separated themselves at 1 and 2 in the country for a reason. I was listening this morning to Big 12 this morning on Sirius XM, and, it was Fran talking about how, they really think that Baylor could easily drop 2 here. They have a pretty rough stretch coming down the final finish, but I think, at worst, I think they're going to lose 1. I mean, I think Baylor could really go undefeated all the way because of just the experience and the elite defense that they're playing night in and night out. And this team, they have a chip on their shoulder. They're looking to get, back and win a Big 12 regular season, a Big 12 championship there in Kansas City, and win a national title. And they have the talent to do it. It's certainly Baylor's to lose at this point, but it's going to be interesting to see how 2 through 5 shake out here, because I think there's a really tight race coming down the stretch.
How about it? And then before I can let you go, Morgan, I got to ask you, but even before we get into our Bear games.
Okay.
Jared Butler, fast break. He's in the corner. He shoots for 3. Jared Butler typically makes 3-pointers, but this one he did not. Lo and behold, after clapping for the basketball and not getting it, running to the rim comes a 6'8", shaggy-haired, scruffy bearded Matthew Meyer to do what only Matthew Meyer can do. There is no other player on the team that it just makes sense that this happened with Matthew Meyer. Is that one of the top plays you've seen in college basketball, not just this week, but maybe even this year?
Undoubtedly. And the radio call was probably one of my favorite of all time, too. I saw the game obviously on TV, but I also listened to the radio call after the fact. And you could just, hear the basket, you could hear kind of the team pause and then the reaction. I mean, that was so great on so many levels. And he was really special on Saturday. So yeah, definitely one of my favorite highlights. If we had a Big 12 top 10, that would certainly be my number 1 for this week.
I can tell you, being in the arena and as media, we can't react to anything, but with masks on, you can have the mouth agape and no one can tell. And that was a moment where it was just a fever dream. What has just happened in front of us and why, how? But obviously Matthew Meyer, a great play, and Baylor, a great win by 12 over Auburn on Saturday. We're going to break down more of that later. Morgan, thanks so much for joining us today, breaking down things across the Big 12. And it's always a pleasure to have you on and talk the matchups that are coming up this week.
Drake, thank you guys so much for having me. Appreciate it. Enjoy a big showdown there on Tuesday. Baylor taking on Texas.
Absolutely. We're excited for it. We'll be watching, as I'm sure you will be too. Thanks again for joining us. And that was Morgan Uber, Big 12 digital correspondent, breaking down things around the conference this week. Baylor and UT on Tuesday. Before that, though, when we come back, we're going to break down a little bit of the Baylor and Auburn action that happened on Saturday. We'll hear from Scott Drew, Adam Flagler, and Matthew Meyer. That's right. Matthew Meyer was in the He was in the, what was the press conference, the post-game press conference. I don't know why that slipped me. Matthew Meyer with Adam Flagler and Scott Drew. Flagler had 19 points. Obviously, Meyer had that insane dunk, a couple of big three-pointers as well. He spoke to the media, and you'll get to hear some of that coming up after this break. Also, we've got Bruce Pearl. And clips from the Bruce Pearl press conference where he talks about Baylor and the game that happened on Saturday. We're going to break some of those down. If we have time, we'll we will do the Bears and Busts as well, and then we'll get a little bit further into the SicEm Pick'em. Right now, it is 12:56. If you have Monopoly money that you want to put onto a ball game, I can tell you this. I have just sent a text to brothers of my fraternity that I play Monopoly money betting with. It's Monopoly money, so it doesn't count for anything. It's only Monopoly money. And today I have a parlay, an early parlay with two teams in it, and that is Georgia Tech. I've got Georgia Tech plus 4.5 right now. And then I also have Sacramento State plus 9. You got about 3 minutes to hit that up. Georgia Tech plus 4.5. Sac State plus 9. Go hit those while you can. We're going to hit a break. When we come back, we're breaking down the postgame pressers with Bruce Pearl, Scott Drew, Adam Flagler, and Matthew Meyer. I am Drake Toll. That's Armstrong Sims. And this is Up Tempo.
It was a busy week in Baylor athletics, starting with the number 2 men's basketball team who beat Auburn 84-72, thanks to Adam Flagler's 19 in an unbelievable hot stretch from Matthew Meyer. On the women's side, Nalissa Smith notched another double-double with 20 points and 10 rebounds, alongside Dejanay Carrington's 17 to lift the Lady Bears over Iowa State 85-77. In tennis, the number 6 men's team knocked off number 4 Texas in Austin 4-1, but fell to number 3 TCU 4-1 on Sunday at the Hawkins Indoor in Waco. The number 20 women's team knocked off SMU 7-1 at home. In track, Casey Lightfoot has done it again. With competitors around the world rivaling his lead, Lightfoot beat his own NCAA pole vault record again in Lubbock over the weekend. And the 9th-ranked Baylor equestrian team dropped their opener at number 7 Texas A&M by the slimmest of margins. Tied 9-9 at the end of the meet, the judges concluded that A&M had won the tiebreaker. Elsewhere in men's basketball over the weekend, number 15 Kansas fell at number 18 Tennessee 80-61. Penn State beat number 14 Wisconsin 81-71. Georgia Tech beat 16 Florida State 76-65. Purdue upset number 21 Minnesota 81-62. Florida upset number 11 West Virginia 85-80. And number 24 Oklahoma beat number 9 Alabama 66-61 while missing 2 starters. I'm Armstrong Sims, and that's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up Tempo.
MP Electric has developed a quality-oriented electrical contracting service in more than 20 years in the industry. Led by President Mark Perry, our electricians go through a 5-year apprenticeship program, are licensed by the state of Texas, and getting continuous education annually upon renewal. In great part, the success of MP Electric lies with its management and professional expertise of its employees. All of our employees share a dedication to quality and commitment to serving the needs of our customers. For new construction and remodels, parking lot, lighting and surge protection, landscape lights, security lights, troubleshooting and repairs. For industrial manufacturing, food and beverage, paper and publishing, heavy industry, cement and rock crushing plants, water distribution plants, and utilities. For 20 years, MP Electric has serviced industrial, commercial, and residential products. We do service right. MP Electric Inc. at 1890 Galaxy Road, Waco. MPElectricUSA.com.
When we moved to Texas, we were like fish out of water. We didn't know anyone in our neighborhood until our Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent came to the house. She was so helpful and reassuring, a friendly face with that Texan hospitality I'd heard about. When we purchased a Texas Farm Bureau insurance policy, we knew we were making the right choice. We knew our family would be protected.
Stop by and see our agents at one of our 3 McLennan County locations.
Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, the team physician of Baylor Athletics. Our doctors specialize in the diagnosis and treatment of any and all sports-related injuries. Celebrating over a decade of service in Central Texas, our doctors are equipped to handle a wide range of issues, whether it's your foot or ankle, orthopedic spine care, your hand or wrist, knee and shoulder pain, or if you're in need of our arthritis or total joint clinic. Come see us at the new Baylor Scott and White Ted and Sue Getterman Sports and Orthopedic Center. Trust the doctors at Baylor Trust, Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. Our goal is to get you back in the game.
In the market for a quality metal building? Since 1943, Pioneer Steel and Pipe has helped Central Texas residential and commercial customers with metal building design, panel options, building components, and trim options. Pioneer Steel and Pipe's residential line is energy efficient, offers low maintenance, reduces insurance payments, is impact resistant, and carries up to a 45-year limited warranty. In addition, they can also help you find a metal building contractor for your project. Pioneer Steel and Pipe with locations in Waco and Bryan and at pioneersboys.com.
Do you or your kids get nervous about going to the dentist? Stonewood Dental, Dr. Steve Childress, he can help.
I've spent a career taking care of patients who as children had bad experiences, and now they're adults that hate going to the dentist. If I get a kid at 3 years old and they come every 6 months and it's a happy experience, it's normal for them. Now they have an accident at 6 or 7 or 8 at school. Now they have a broken tooth or a trauma, and they have to come here. They're used to lights, they're used to water in their mouth, they're used to experience, they already trust us. It's amazing what we can do with that kid without it being a negative thing. But if I see a 6 or 7 or 8 year old that's never been to the dentist, and now they have a trauma or an unfortunate unexpected toothache, it's harder to do that for that kid and it not be somewhat of a negative experience. So bottom line is I try to teach kids and adults and teenagers and everybody the way I'd want my family treated, which is where it's a necessary part of life. You just take care of it. It doesn't have to be that big a deal.
Learn more, stonewood-dental.com.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
Welcome back into Up Tempo. I am Drake Toll. That's Armstrong Sims. We have come to find out that apparently, if you're watching this on your Roku, or you're watching it on YouTube, or you're watching it on your computer screen, apparently you cannot tell that I have facial hair. You can't. Nothing.
No, it's very difficult. You'd have to look really closely. We are streaming in HD 60 frames per second, though. But I don't know if you could tell even then.
Meaning you should be able to see it. JD said, oh, wait. No. JD said you should be, JD was like, oh, it's really filling out. So basically.
You can see it. You can barely see it. I can see it on my screen. I don't know if it comes through on the stream, though.
Every single joke that we've made today about facial hair, the folks at home have been so in the dark with. Mostly the ones listening on the app, too. But if you see me in person at the grocery store, because I do need to go to the H-E-B today, if you see me soon, you will know.
I need to go to H-E-B, too.
I'm wearing a mask, so they probably won't know that I have them.
They won't.
But I am growing a beard. Speaking of, if you see me, Armstrong Sims and I will be on KCEN Channel 6 tonight as Matt Lively is doing a story on walking in Waco. Ask me why, Armstrong.
Why?
You could probably answer that question just about as well as I could. Matt Lively doing a story on walking in Waco, walking with my feet 10 feet off of clay. That's on KCEN Channel 6 tonight, where they came in. They did a little interview with us today. Got some B-roll. It was kind of neat. Had Bryce Drew on earlier today. SicEm Pickell again. Louisville's now on against Georgia Tech, and then the Sac State game is on as well. We'll do some more SicEm Pick'em stuff a little bit more in depth here in a little bit, but right now we're going to listen to Bruce Pearl's soundbite. So we have those, Armstrong. This is Bruce Pearl after the Baylor game on Saturday, and I think I hate it. Because Bruce Pearl just can't take it off the chin and move on. So here you go. This is Bruce Pearl after Saturday's loss against Baylor.
Disappointed, missed opportunity. Thought we had a good game plan. Thought we executed it really well for the first 15 minutes. Like the Arkansas game, had some breakdowns at the end of the first half and didn't start the second half with any effort and energy. We got outplayed in the backcourt, and that's okay because Butler and Teague and Davion Mitchell and Flagler are all really good. But I think our guys are good too. But that was disappointing. Just from the look of the shooting percentages that we had, and we just didn't guard them in the second half or at the end of the first half like I think we're capable of. Proud of the kids for coming back. We called a timeout. They're late, about 5 minutes to go. Baylor kept their starters in the entire game, trying to build on their scoring margin or something. And so we pressed and closed the game out in the last 5 or 6 minutes. With some effort and energy, we made some plays.
We'll open up for questions. We'll start with Jordan Hill.
Bruce, with a team of Baylor's caliber, early in that second half, they had that run where they just scored, 6 or 7 points really quickly. Just how dangerous when it's a team of that caliber is it when they can kind of get on those streaks and take a game over?
I think dangerous, but how much of it is them? How much of it was us? I think I got to hold us a little bit more accountable. And so I think the good thing is I would like to think that we could control that. But we're not where we want to be or where I want us.
Yeah, Bruce, can you talk about, was there anything Baylor did or you guys did differently rebounding first half to the second half?
In the first half, the defense is in front of our bench. And we're in their ear about where to be and where not to be. The other thing, too, is whether or not fatigue is a factor. And so, Sharif and Al both played almost 34 minutes. That's a lot of minutes. And so to be able to play at the level that you have to play at, part of it is maybe being not as physically strong to be able to dig down and get some of those second half resources. Part of it is the off season, didn't have, the kind of off season that you would normally have. But again, from my standpoint, I'm going to put it on us as a team. Fatigue was a factor, but that's because we let down some. Disappointed.
Drake. That was Bruce Pearl after the Baylor game.
Bruce Pearl of Auburn. Of the Auburn Tigers right there on the post-game press conference, breaking it down. No, really, though. That was terrible. I hate how the guy couldn't be like, Baylor. He mentioned, some players at times. Was like, yeah, this guy's good, and Meyer played well, and yada, 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 and all that other stuff he said. But he also was like, yeah, but then Baylor tried to run the score up. No, he didn't say that. But he basically said it. He's like, yeah, but Baylor let their starters in. You were full court pressing. The score got down to 12. Yeah, at one point it was 20. But Bruce had his starters in full court press. The Baylor wasn't running the score up. They didn't even cover. Yeah, they're running the score up. No. Why is that even a thought that's crossing Bruce Pearl's head? What? Do we have that 17-second clip, Armstrong? Will you run that, please? I need to hear it again. Yeah, it's okay.
Proud of the kids for coming back. We called a timeout. They're late, about 5 minutes to go. Baylor kept their starters in the entire game, trying to build on their scoring margin or something.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, that's dumb.
Adam Flagler's not a starter. He just dropped 19 points on your team. Matthew Meyer's not a starter. He embarrassed 2 of your players with a poster that will sit in most children's bedroom now. And Baylor kept their starters in the hotel. And you were pressing, coming back late. Baylor wasn't trying to run the score up or beat you by more points. No, they were just doing the things that you do to win the ball game. What? No, Bruce. No, that's not how it goes. Nobody at Baylor was like, yeah, we got them now. We're gonna leave the good players in. No. If it was a 25-point game with a minute and a half to go, 3 minutes to go, yes, the bench players would have got in. Mark Patterson would have gone out there, trotted out. All right. But that's not how it was. You were still playing basketball. So Baylor was like, all right, you still want to play basketball? We will also still play basketball. That's exactly what they did. They were doing what people do, play basketball and win, something that Auburn is not doing a ton of this year. Sorry, that's not fair. That's a little mean. But Bruce, that was no. Freaking no, man. Baylor wasn't trying to run any score up or keep their starters in. All right, after the game, too, you had Jared Butler was excited that they won. After the game, in the post-game press conference, it was Scott Drew, Adam Flagler, and Matthew Meyer. I don't know if you guys saw Matthew Meyer's stat line or, just the things that he did on Saturday. If you watched the game, you did. 13 points, 3 of 6 from deep. He had unfreaking believable. Unbelievable. Working in media, we can't react to anything. Very strict rules. I was excited. Call us or text us, 254-339-1122 to get in the action. Right now we got Scott Drew, Adam Flagler, and Matthew Meyer. Check this out. Matthew Meyer on the back end of this is flipping awesome. He talks about the dunk and breaks things down for us. This from Saturday's postgame press conference.
Well, I know this was a tough game because it was emotional. The team wanted to win it for Davion, and obviously Davion wanted to play well, being a transfer from Auburn. And Auburn, Final Four team with Coach Pearl. He's a great coach, and obviously since they gotten Cooper back, one of the best teams, if not, I think them and Alabama are two best teams in the SEC right now. So we knew it was going to be a challenge, and really credit our guys. I thought they did a great job, and second half did a much better job on the glass. And then you got to be able to win on nights where you don't make shots. And I know Jared and Maceo had some really good looks, and it wasn't falling, but that's where the offensive rebounds come in, and that's where having other guys be able to step up. And I thought the team did a great job finding Davion, Adam, and Matt. And Matt really gave us a great lift and a great run where we could get separation. And the bench outscoring their bench 38-16 was the difference.
Scott, did you feel like there was a different energy level to start the second half?
I thought first half we had energy. I thought we were uncharacteristic as far as we missed some shots, and I don't know if we had the pressure defensively that we normally apply. And I thought second half we started making a couple shots, applying more pressure, getting out in transition. Things just were smoother to start. Where first half we had some good looks, we just didn't make them, and then they did such a good job in coming down and crashing the glass that it was hard for us to really get into a rhythm.
And what does that do for a team when Mayer gets a dunk like that?
I mean, I know they only count as 2 points dunks, but I mean, the momentum, the energy, the excitement, it just permeates throughout the team, and that allows you to build on a run or go on a run, and just changes the momentum of a game. And credit Matt because he's done a great job this year rebounding, and because of his hard work of going to the glass, it paid off.
It was definitely a celebratory moment. The whole team just sort of came together after Matthew dunked like that. What does that say about the bond on this team that everybody was so happy kind of in that moment to see him do that?
Well, I think that's one thing a lot of people have said when they watched our team play. You can tell that there's genuine love for one another, and you can't fake that. And our guys, because of that bonding, because of that love, I mean, it helps inspire and motivate everyone. It allows the unselfish play to exist to where when Matt's playing well or Adam's playing well or Davion's playing well, people get him the ball. And if it's Jared's on or if it's Davion or Maceo's on, what I mean is that the ball doesn't stick, and it's not a selfish team. And 17 assists, 9 turnovers. That's a great ratio, and hopefully we can continue doing that. But the love and joy they have for each other is definitely a key to our success.
And what was the difference on the boards in the second half? They out-rebounded you by 8 in the first half. Y'all kind of matched them in the second half.
Well, I thought, I mean, we pride ourselves. We're third, fourth best offensive rebounding team, and our defensive rebounding hadn't been great, but we're trying to get better. In the last game, we were really good against Kansas State, got 85% of our defensive rebounds. But credit Auburn. I mean, they got a lot of length, athleticism. Coach Pearl does a great job in getting those guys to rebound, and I thought our guys competed, and in second half did a much better job of blocking out and holding blockouts. And we did a great job winning the second chance points, even though it was tied on the offense of glass.
You know, we're sitting here and a bunch of your guys are back out, you know, getting shots up, things like that.
What can you say about the testament of this team's work ethic and joy and character?
Well, I think that's a big reason for our success. We got guys that really love to be in the gym. They love to get better. And I know some guys missed some shots, so they'll be in shooting extra. Some guys that didn't get minutes will be in extra. And guys that plays well probably rehab and then be in later tonight. So with COVID, there's only two places you can be, at home or in the gym, in my opinion.
Adam, you had a season high 19 points, 8 rebounds. Were you just feeling it out there today? What was kind of going on with you?
I just want to start off by getting God the glory. Without him, I'm nothing. And it was really exciting being out there playing with these group of guys. And every shot that I made was because of my teammates encouraging me, either finding me. So I just want to thank them for that, because without them, I wouldn't have that season high.
You guys seem to have a different level of energy to start the second half. Was that talked about at halftime?
We definitely tried to take advantage of both halves and come out and go 1-0 every possession. And we look at the stats and everything at halftime, but it's more of just coming out with energy and competing at a high level. And we know when we do that on two halves, we know we're a tough team to beat.
Thank you.
Adam, what was it like when you saw Matthew with that tip dunk?
It was crazy. We were all super excited for him. He's a big-time talent, and he showed that tonight a little bit.
And Adam, you played very well lately, but you were in those COVID-19 protocols back in December. Is there a moment you kind of felt like more recently where it's really come together for you? You've gotten your legs and your strength back?
Every day. I'm getting better and better, and I'm just trying to take advantage of every moment. And I'm just so excited to be out there with these group of guys and just be able to compete. It was a big-time struggle being locked up for 10 days with COVID. So.
Sure, Adam, you guys were out-rebounded by 8 in the first half, and then you came back out in the second half and out-rebounded Auburn by 8 to finish dead even on both offense and defense. What was the change of mentality there? You seem to be a little more scrappier as a team in the rebounding department.
It's all about toughness and just a want to. And the coaches put a lot of emphasis on it in the halftime that we needed to box out. And those second chance points, when you're giving teams multiple shots, it's very tough to guard. So we just decided to lock in as a team and box out. And that just led to kind of a bigger lead.
And as a team this year, you guys have had several great second half performances. Is there something about coming out of the locker room that you guys kind of find another level?
It's definitely just readjusting and locking in on basically what had happened in the first half and just coming out and trying to capitalize on the things that we learned and just going out there and giving it everything we got. And that's led to some good second half. So,
Adam, obviously their athleticism and their length was so noticeable, and you guys were ready for that. Or what was the biggest change you all did in the second half to counter that because of their length?
They're definitely a team that is superior when it comes to athleticism. And we just knew that as long as we were boxing out and just aware of their athleticism, we knew that we could come out and just get that edge. And once we locked in defensively and were able to box out, it just helped big time.
And then it seemed like you guys did such a great job on Sharif Cooper. I mean, letting him take some threes, but really kind of taking away some of the other aspects. Was that really kind of the idea coming in against him tonight?
Definitely. He's a good player, and we just wanted to make sure that, just like everybody else, we focus on our assignments, and we have specific things through scout that we pay attention to, and we just try to capitalize on that. So,
Matthew, I mean, great game for you. Can you walk me through the tip dunk and then the celebration afterwards and what guys were saying to you as you're running back up the floor?
I mean, they really just weren't boxing out, so I just went in and, got the putback dunk, and then afterwards, me and Jared have a competition to see who can get the most dunks on the season, and for some reason, he thinks he's going to have more than me. Like, yeah, he plays more minutes, but, come on. And so So he was like, okay, you beat me now. And I was like, I've already been beating you. So that was our conversation down the court. That was pretty cool.
Matthew, y'all seem to come out with a different level of energy in the second half, got the more loose balls. Was that talked about at halftime?
Yeah, I think we were just playing a little bit too timid. I mean, it probably doesn't look like I was playing timid out there, but that's my version of timid, is when I'm doing a little too much, So, but I think we all just, Jared did a great job of getting us all together and being like, yo, this is on, like, we got all this noise coming from here, there, and like, this is on us. Like, let's just go out there and have fun, do what we do. And I think that helped us a lot. Like, just take the seriousness out of it so much and just be like, let's just go hoop and do what we do. So.
Yeah, Matt, real quick on that Tomahawk putback jam. Jared shot the three, but you were clapping for the ball there and then took off after he shot it. What was kind of the thought process there? Just take me through what you're seeing there, right there.
I mean, like I said, they didn't box me out, so I just saw the lane, and it was just like one of those perfect misses, so shout out Jared.
Sure. And both, you had a couple of series of sequences of events where that really just seemed to boost your guys' momentum, one of which happened in the first half where you hit a three and then got that assist to John down low for the and one. And then there's another in the second half where you made a couple buckets, then missed a three and went back and took a charge on Cooper. I was wondering, just what goes through your minds when you're hot, and even if you make, miss a shot or something, where you're always focusing on the next play.
Yeah, I mean, when you're feeling hot, I mean, that's kind of the thing, is you don't really think anything. Like, you're just in an aggressive mindset. Like, every time the ball comes, like, you just got your eye on the ball all the time. Whenever it comes to you, just look to be aggressive. But it was just a fun sequence, and I mean, I'm glad I got the charge on that one.
You can't tell. I wish you could. But I am growing the Matthew Meyer stash and little beard stubble thing, whatever Matthew Meyer's got going on there, I am aspiring to do after Matthew Meyer went absolutely off. He only had 13 points. I say only. I mean, it was a great game.
I also am aspiring to have Matthew Meyer facial hair.
Nice job, Armstrong. Nice job. All right, here's what we got. Some highlights from last night's ball game. We're going to break down Saturday's ball game. We're going to break down that a little bit and then talk women's basketball. The Baylor Lady Bears got a win on Sunday against Iowa State, avenging 2 straight losses against the Lady Cyclones. Check out this, though. It's a highlight reel from Saturday's game between Baylor and Auburn. From Waco. Walking in Waco. Sends out the game notes from every Baylor men's basketball game. The Bears are now 7-1 all-time in the Big 12 and SEC Challenge after beating Auburn, the best record of any team in either league. The only squad with 7 wins. Baylor's now 12-2 all-time in Big 12 Conference Challenges, 7-1 versus the SEC, 3-1 versus the Pac-12, 1-0 versus the Big East. They're one of 3 remaining undefeated teams in the nation. You know who it is? It's Baylor, Gonzaga, and Drake University, who will not cover the spread today. We're going to talk about that in a little bit in a more in-depth SicEm Pick'em. Baylor's 16-game winning streak was the 3rd longest in program history. They won 23 last year, coming off of a loss to Washington. Baylor's the nation's only team to win every game by 8+ points, and they have double-digit leads in all 16 games this year. The non-conference win streaks extended to 18 games, one shy of the school record from 2010-2012. Baylor has won 10 straight home games, tied for the 8th longest streak in Farrell Center history. They're 12-5 against the SEC in the last 9 years, and Baylor has now led by at least 5 points in all 46 games since the start of last season. Baylor and Scott Drew becoming a powerhouse that is renowned across the country. How about statistics? Baylor and Auburn in the split box from Saturday. On the Auburn side, Sharif Cooper, 15 points, but just 6 of 17, 1 of 5 from deep. Baylor did a great job. Davion Mitchell and Mark Vital did a great job of holding down Sharif Cooper. On the Baylor side, Jared Butler, a quiet 16, shot just 6 of 18, 1 of 8 from behind the arc. But when Jared Butler's not on, that's all right. You got a bunch of other people that'll pick it up. Because Maceo Teague had 15. Davion Mitchell had 13 against his former team. Adam Flagler, 8 of 12, 3 of 5 from deep. And then he had 19, and Matthew Meyer had 13. He was 5 of 9. Flo Thamba added 11 boards. No points, but 11 boards for Flo Thamba across the game. Baylor shot 11 for 30 from behind the arc. 7 three-pointers made in the second half, though, when they got hot. Free throw line, still a struggle for Baylor. If there's one kryptonite that may kill them down the stretch, it's free throws. They were just 11 of 18. They only turned the ball over 9 times. Now, Auburn only turned it over 13 times, which is pretty low for what the Bears typically do to their opponents, but the fact that Baylor only had 9 turnovers and 17 assists, that's a great ratio, Armstrong. It's a great ratio. Total rebounds, 43 for each team. Baylor was out-rebounded by a whole lot, 8 in the first half, and they out-rebounded Auburn by 8 in the second half. Bench points, Baylor always dominates this category, 38-16 in favor of your Bears. And how about this? Against an Auburn team that scores at a high pace, Baylor, 12 fast break points compared to Auburn's 4. The Baylor Bears on top of Auburn Saturday, 84-72. That's your quick breakdown. And now we go to the women's side of things, where we have highlights from the Baylor Lady Bears picking up a win against Iowa State on the road, avenging 2 straight losses. Final score, 85-77. Here are the highlights from Kim Mulkey and the Lady Bears wins.
In Ames, Iowa, on their way inside Hilton Coliseum to see if Iowa State can beat Baylor for the Baylor being outscored 12-1 in the last 3.5 minutes before that bucket tree, but just one so far today, still leading. Here's a 3 that goes in. The double down on Egbo, but that left Carrington open over on the wing. No good. Egbo with the offensive rebound. Nice on the other end. Egbo over Scott. Rebound handled. Dejanay Carrington is the strongest player in the Big 12, certainly pound for pound, and as you mentioned, toughed it out. And Baylor strong. Carrington has made her presence known with 8 points already coming off the bench. As that hit the bottom of the rim. Carrington gets it over. Urson spots up for 3 and buries it.
Players that we've seen defending Ashley Jones, we need to start taking account.
And how about Carrington running the
that Iowa State has, and they've got 7 turnovers for 9 Baylor points.
There's
Kristen Scott's defense has been better in these recent possessions, and there's another board.
Boy, that's tough. Just one and done. Emily Ryan trying to make something happen. And then Baylor in the open court, you just can't.
This is a smaller lineup for Baylor, so why not go inside if you're Iowa State?
That was Wise, Madison Wise hitting from the outside. She has 5 points in the quarter, but then Ashley Jones with 19 points, but has only taken 2 shots in this third quarter. Did hit a 3. Oh boy, that was now playing her final year. What could be her final year at Baylor. And that's nice inside for Smith. Carrington rolls it in. They've just beaten Iowa State twice in this league, and now Baylor gets them 85-70.
SicEm Bears. Kim Mulkey getting a win against Iowa State. That's something Baylor has not done in the last 2 matchups prior to the game. Iowa State drops to 11-6 overall. Your Baylor Lady Bears, number 9 in the country, improved 12-2. Highlights from that one: Alyssa Smith, another double-double. She has like 6 or 7 in a row. It's something stupid. She had 20 points and 10 rebounds. How about a double-double from Moon Urson? 11 points, 15 rebounds. She can jump out of the gym. Unbelievable game from Moon Urson. And Dejanay Carrington showed why she is a key piece to this Baylor team and a reason they will make a run in the postseason. Dejanay Carrington finished with 17 points back from her COVID stint away from the team. Overall statistics, Iowa State shot just 37.5%. They made 12 threes, 12 of 24, which is pretty typical. They love to shoot it from deep. Baylor was 4 of 10. Free throws, Baylor 21 of 25, Iowa State 23 of 24. Total rebounds, here is where the difference in the game was. Baylor 51, Iowa State 26. Baylor had 23 offensive boards. Unbelievable. I'll tell you, Armstrong, how about free throw percentage? Baylor shot 25 free throws, Iowa State 24. You don't see that on the men's side this year. I think that's something that's been overlooked. Baylor doesn't foul very much on the men's side of things. They do a really good job of keeping the ball games clean, but the Baylor Lady Bears getting a win against Iowa State on the road. How about it? They'll be back in action later on this week. As well as the men. The men play on Tuesday and against Texas in the Irwin Center. And then the women's basketball team, they'll compete against Kansas on Thursday, February 4th. That's a 1-month anniversary of Up Tempo. February 4th. We are right around the corner to 1 month of up-tempo. All right, here's what we got. When we come back from this break, we are breaking down more SicEm Pick'em action. So right now I'm looking on our TV over here. Louisville is up by 1. Hold on. Georgia Tech's got the ball, so that could change. Louisville is up by 1 right now. We had, Georgia Tech for 3? Nope. We had Georgia Tech plus 4.5 in that one. That has 4.5 minutes left to go in the first half. How about Sacramento State? They were 9-point underdogs today coming in against Eastern Washington. I had Sac State plus 9. They are up right now 30-20 at Eastern Washington. That with 8.5 minutes left to go here in the first half in that one. So first 2 picks on a 2-team Monopoly parlay looks good. Looks good, folks. We're going to break down the rest of the country's action and give you your Monopoly SicEm Pick'em picks for tonight. In-depth analysis after a big weekend in which I picked 25-6. 25 correct picks, just 6 incorrect picks on my parlays on Saturday, where we broke down, what was it? Probably it was 15 games. I had 15 games split across 4 parlays, 14-1. 14-1. How about it, folks? This is what you do. You listen to Uptempo, you listen to SicEm Pick'em, and then you make your Monopoly money picks because we're gonna tell you right. We're gonna tell you right. All right. When we come back, we're doing the SicEm Pick'em in-depth style. I'm Drake Toll. That's Armstrong Sims, and this is Uptempo.
It was a busy week in Baylor athletics, starting with the number 2 men's basketball team who beat Auburn 84-72, thanks to Adam Flagler's 19 in an unbelievable hot stretch from Matthew Meyer. On the women's side, Nalissa Smith notched another double-double with 20 points and 10 rebounds, alongside Dejanay Carrington's 17 to lift the Lady Bears over Iowa State 85-77. In tennis, the number 6 men's team knocked off number 4 Texas in Austin 4-1, but fell to number 3 TCU 4-1 on Sunday at the Hawkins Indoor in Waco. The number 20 women's team knocked off SMU 7-1 at home. In track, Casey Lightfoot has done it again. With competitors around the world rivaling his lead, Lightfoot beat his own NCAA pole vault record again in Lubbock over the weekend. And the 9th-ranked Baylor equestrian team dropped their opener at number 7 Texas A&M by the slimmest of margins. Tied 9-9 at the end of the meet, the judges concluded that A&M had won the tiebreaker. Elsewhere in men's basketball over the weekend, number 15 Kansas fell at number 18 Tennessee 80-61. Penn State beat number 14 Wisconsin 81-71. Georgia Tech beat 16 Florida State 76-65. Purdue upset number 21 Minnesota 81-62. Florida upset number 11 West Virginia 85-80, and number 24 Oklahoma beat number 9 Alabama 66-61 while missing 2 starters. I'm Armstrong Sims, and that's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Uptempo.
From the first workout to the last practice, sports is an incredible challenge. Hi, this is Dan Ingham with the First National Bank of Central Texas, and we're proud to support each athlete, every parent, and our educators. From families, small businesses, to the biggest industry, we're here to help. With remarkable products like First Free Checking, we've got banking ideas that fuel big dreams. The First National Bank of Central Texas. Familiar faces making local decisions.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Let Camille Johnson Realtors guide you seamlessly through the process of buying your dream home or selling your current one. Commercial, farm and ranch, or residential, Camille Johnson Realtors can smoothly and successfully lead you through any transaction. With a team of 28 experienced agents who are excited about serving you, Camille Johnson Realtors services the entire greater Waco area. If you're in the market to buy or sell, contact Camille Johnson Realtors, 104 Midway Center in Woodway, or find them online at www.camillejohnson.com. Camille Johnson Realtors, elegant, charming, warm. Welcome home.
Bird Culchin Ford has been in Waco since 1936. Ford, the #1 selling truck in Texas, 43 years running. And Bird Culchin Ford proudly supports high school football in Central Texas. And no better way to tailgate with a Ford than from Bird Culchin Ford. And are there better vehicles to tailgate with than the Ford F-150 or the Ford Expedition? And of course, you can get them new, pre-owned Bird Culchin Ford. Our sponsor of the Ford Tough Player of the Week, locally owned dealership. Online at bkford.com at 1701 West Loop 340 in Waco. Bird Culchin Ford.
The holidays holidays are here, and I have a simple question for you. Will you weigh as much more or less than you do right now when the holidays are over? Why not end the year in better shape than when you started and create momentum for 2021? Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness has numerous options for stocking stuffer gifts with gift cards for gym or tennis membership, fitness merchandise, tanning, massage, tennis lessons, and personal training. Perhaps a gift for a client, a family member, or a friend. You just need to walk through the front door to change your life. Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness with personal trainers Christy London and Randall Corley. 40-plus group exercise classes, including twice-a-week boot camp. Spacious, clean workout room, free weights, Cybex cardio equipment, and no intimidation. A tremendous camaraderie and family atmosphere. So get the best and healthiest Christmas gift you can for someone or yourself. It's time to react today, not tomorrow, at Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness on Lake Shore Drive in Waco.
Learning to navigate life in the COVID-19 world has been a struggle, and where and how to get tested has been one of the biggest challenges. Impact Health Labs has your answer. If you need mass testing for your office, church, dormitory, or school, Impact Health Labs is who to call. They will come to you, conduct the testing at your location, and have the test back within 24 hours. Most major insurance accepted, meaning your out-of-pocket cost is low. So no more waiting by the phone for days to find out the results. Impact Health Labs was founded by 3 Army licensed and credentialed medical professionals. They believe in accuracy, efficiency, and doing the job right. Call 254-744-6233 to set up your group screening today. Impact Health Labs, on-site, prompt, and accurate, taking COVID-19 head-on. Again, that number is 254-744-6233 or online at impacthealthlabs.com.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio.
Welcome back in Up Tempo. I am Drake Toll alongside Armstrong Sims. How about it today? It is Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. We've got some Kim Mulkey sound bites we'll get to here in just a little bit. Before that, though, the SicEm Pick'em. I promised you we would do a more in-depth SicEm Pick'em. Right now, I got Georgia Tech plus 4.5. They are down by 4 right now with 2 minutes to go in the first half against Louisville at Louisville, KFC Yum Center. Watching those on the studio TVs. How about Louisville hadn't played very well as of late, so that's why we like that one. Sac State plus 9. They're currently up 3 with 6 minutes to go in the first half. So looking okay early in the SicEm Pick'em. Let's look at tonight's ball games, this afternoon's ball games as well, and what we like and who you should take on the SicEm Pick'em. There's only one ranked game across the country tonight, and that is in the Big 12 between 2 ranked teams. That should be a good one, too. I'm excited to see squaring off Oklahoma and Texas Tech. So let's start with that one, actually. It's one of the later games of the day. 8 o'clock tonight, Oklahoma, Texas Tech. Texas Tech's a 7.5-point favorite at home. Let's look at what Tech has done in their last 5 ball games. Tech loses to Baylor by 8 points at home, okay? They go to West Virginia, they lose by 1. I had Tech plus 1.5 in that one. They go to LSU, and they effectively lose, I don't know, by 5, until they end up winning it by 5. It was a stupid game. I had Tech minus 4, so I'm glad that it happened the way that it did. But Tech wins it by 5. A bad beat. Tonight, though, Oklahoma comes into this game as maybe the hottest team in the country. They're 5-0 their last 5. Beat Alabama, number 9 Alabama, 66-61. They won at Texas by 1. They beat Kansas by 7. Kansas State by 26. They beat TCU 82-46. Oklahoma's hot. And it looks like they'll get Austin Reeves back for tonight's ball game as well. If Austin Reeves returns for Oklahoma tonight, it's over. It's over, specifically if Reeves returns. Not only that, though, I think it's over in general. I don't know that Oklahoma wins it outright, but I like Oklahoma plus 7.5 in that game tonight. That is my lock of the day. Now, remember, just because I say something's a lock doesn't mean it's actually, it has to happen. So don't bet your Monopoly house on me saying something's a lock, because I had a lock between Kansas and TCU that did not hit. But know that Saturday we did go 14-1 on these picks, and it was a really good day. They were all tight, but they were all correct. Tonight as well across the country, I also have been I had that Sacramento State game, which looks pretty good still right now. And then we've got Georgia Tech Louisville that looks good as well. Tonight's ball games, though. Let's start right here with Drake, Illinois State. Illinois State and Drake played last night. Guess what happened, folks? The spread has advanced. It was 18.5 for Drake. Now it's 19.5. Last night they went to overtime. And now you're going to tell me that a team that went to overtime with someone is a 20-point dog? No. Illinois State plus 19.5 in that one. I like the Cardinals at the Knapp Center in Des Moines, Iowa against Drake. Outside of that, Southeast Missouri State and Murray State. Murray State is a 7.5-point favorite. I stay away from that ball game. I don't trust Murray State right now. Both teams are 4-6 in the OVC. Outside as well, Wofford is at home against East Tennessee State. A really good pick'em game, aside from the fact that both of these squads, again, are pretty evenly matched. If you look at the Wofford side of things, Wofford in their last 5, they're 4-5. ETSU in their last 5, they're 4-5. Both of these teams are playing really, really well right now. That said, ETSU has won 4 straight. Their last game, they won against the Citadel they won 112-84. When Wofford played the Citadel a week ago, they lost 77-69. That said, ETSU is on the road at Wofford. I stay away from it, but if you got to pick it, if you want to pick it, I'm going to go with ETSU plus 1.5 at Wofford. Maybe pick the ETSU money line if you're really feeling bold. Outside of that, Duke, minus 11 at Miami. I like Duke right now. Duke is finally starting to pick it back up. If you want a second lock, another pick you're confident in, I like Duke. Duke they face Georgia Tech at home. They win by 7. Georgia Tech's hot right now. They're playing well against Louisville. You've got Clemson. They beat Clemson 79-53. Clemson's been in the top 25 this year. Miami. Here's why I like Duke minus 11. Miami lost by 12 at Wake Forest. They lost to Florida State 81-59 by 22. They lost at home against Notre Dame. Notre Dame's reeling right now by 14. And they lost at Syracuse 83-57 in their last 4 ball games. Miami's trying to figure it out, and they're not doing a very good job right now. I like Duke minus 11 against Miami tonight. Loyola Chicago and Missouri State. This is a dangerous game. Loyola Chicago is an 8-point favorite. Here's why I say it's dangerous. Yesterday, they won 72-46. Loyola Chicago on top of Missouri State at Missouri State. I didn't see that coming. Missouri State was 5-1 in conference play before taking on Drake in a couple of ball games in which they lost both. Now they're 5-4. That said, 8-point dogs. Here's what Missouri State does. They play better in game 2, okay? They play better in game 2. These are teams that play night back-to-back. They play back-to-back games. And I don't know that Loyola Chicago wins it by 8. I stay away from that one as well. Mississippi Valley State at Grambling. Grambling was 24.5-point favorite earlier in the show. They're now to 25.5. I like Grambling at 25.5, but I would probably buy a point right there. Look at Grambling, maybe buy 1.5. Grambling by 24. They're playing Mississippi Valley State. Am I that confident in Grambling? No, not at all. Grambling's not good at basketball. They have lost one. They've lost 2 out of the last 3. They've beat UAPB by 3. They lost to Jackson State by 14. They lost to Prairie View at Prairie View. And let me tell you, UAPB is not very good. So the fact they beat them by 3 is just astounding, only by 3. That said, Mississippi Valley State, here's their last 4 ball games. Jackson State, 106-56, they lost. Prairie View, 77-33, they lost. 31, I'm sorry. Southern, 102-61, they lost. They are not sniffing within 30 of teams in their last 3 games. I like Grambling by 24 at home tonight on top of Mississippi Valley State. And then outside of that, there's not a lot else going on. You had a couple of really good games postponed, one of those being Oregon at UCLA that I would have really liked to have picked, but you're not going to be able to tonight. UCLA is 9-1 in conference play right now. So outside of that, rounding out the SicEm Pick'em, Prairie View is a 16-point favorite at home against Alabama State. I like that one. If you need an extra pick in there, I like Prairie View by 16 at home against Alabama State. Looking across the sheet in that one, Alabama State has lost 3 out of their last 4. Their only win is against Southern by 2 at home. Southern is 3rd in the SWAC, so that was a big win for Alabama State. Prairie View A&M, though, 5-0 in conference play. They won by 22 in their last game. Before that, they won by 17. Before that, they won 77-31. They played their last 3 really, really well, particularly on the road. Now they're back at home. I like Prairie View, 5-0 in conference play. They're going to win that one tonight by 16 or more, by more than 16. They'll win by 17 or more. I like that pick. That's it. SicEm Pick'em today. There's your rundown of the games today that matter, the games you can pick. Put your Monopoly money on and win some more Monopoly money. It's not a great night, though, okay? Be very careful. My parlays today in Monopoly money, I'm not spending very much Monopoly money. This is a trap Monday where you could lose Monopoly money. Be careful. Be careful on a day like today. Tomorrow is Super Tuesday. Super Tuesday gets a little bit better. Saturdays are always really good as well. We hit great on Saturday, but be careful tonight. I'm telling you, don't listen to what J.D. said and keep on digging yourself into a hole. Be careful with your Monopoly money, all right? I'm Drake Toll. That's Armstrong Sims. That was a SicEm Pick'em. Well, everything you need to know today about where you should put your Monopoly money. When we come back, we're playing celebrity birthdays and a little bit of this day in sports history action. Tomorrow's Dead or Alive. I'm excited for
the best worst segment
in all of radio.
Yeah.
Dead or Alive. All right, we're gonna hit a break right here at Armstrong's Minute. You know what? We're gonna round out the show with Walking in Waco as well. I'm Drake Toll. That's Armstrong Sims. This is Up Tempo.
It was a busy week in Baylor athletics, starting with the number 2 men's basketball team who beat Auburn 84-72, thanks to Adam Flagler's 19 in an unbelievable hot stretch from Matthew Meyer. On the women's side, Nalissa Smith notched another double-double with 20 points and 10 rebounds, alongside Dejanay Carrington's 17 to lift the Lady Bears over Iowa State 85-77. In tennis, the number 6 men's team knocked off number 4 Texas in Austin 4-1, but fell to number 3 TCU 4-1 on Sunday at the Hawkins Indoor in Waco. The number 20 women's team knocked off SMU 7-1 at home. In track, Casey Lightfoot has done it again. With competitors around the world rivaling his lead, Lightfoot beat his own NCAA pole vault record again in Lubbock over the weekend. And the 9th-ranked Baylor equestrian team dropped their opener at number 7 Texas A&M by the slimmest of margins. Tied 9-9 at the end of the meet, the judges concluded that A&M had won the tiebreaker. Elsewhere in men's basketball over the weekend, number 15 Kansas fell at number 18 Tennessee 80-61. Penn State beat number 14 Wisconsin 81-71. Georgia Tech beat 16 Florida State 76-65. Purdue upset number 21 Minnesota 81-62. Florida upset number 11 West Virginia 85-80, and number 24 Oklahoma beat number 9 Alabama 66-61 while missing 2 starters. I'm Armstrong Sims, and that's all the news that is news in college sports. This has been Armstrong's Minute on SicEm365 Radio's Up Tempo.
At Baylor University, students can shine in their own way. Or should we say their own ways? Because there's no limit to the ways Baylor students make the world a brighter place. Whether they're leading a student organization or following a higher calling, getting advice from faculty, or taking part in world-class research, pursuing their dreams, or working toward their dream job, students find their place to shine at Baylor, where lights shine bright.
Riverbend Liquor and Wine has their easy-to-access drive-thru open and convenient and clean in-store location on the corner of Lakeshore Drive and North 19th Street in Waco. Riverbend Liquor has the best and most extensive variety of craft beer selections in Waco, and Balcones whiskey, including single malt, pot still, baby blue, rye, brimstone, and the all-new lineage in stock. Riverbend Liquor and Wine, family-owned and operated, and a hidden gem in Waco on Lakeshore Drive at 19th Street. And find out more on Facebook and Instagram.
From the first workout to the last practice, sports is an incredible challenge. Hi, this is Dan Ingram with the First National Bank of Central Texas, and we're proud to support each athlete, every parent, and our educators. From families, small businesses, to the biggest industry, we're here to help. With remarkable products like instant issue debit cards free at all of our banking centers, we've got banking ideas that fuel big dreams. The First National Bank of Central Texas. Familiar faces making local decisions.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Let Camille Johnson Realtors guide you seamlessly through the process of buying your dream home or selling your current one. Commercial, farm and ranch, or residential, Camille Johnson Realtors can smoothly and successfully lead you through any transaction. With a team of 28 experienced agents who are excited about serving you, Camille Johnson Realtors services the entire greater Waco area. If you're in the market to buy or sell, contact Camille Johnson Realtors, 104 Midway Center in Woodway, or find them online at www.camillejohnson.com. Camille Johnson Realtors, elegant, charming, warm. Welcome home.
Waco Custom Marketplace is your home for holiday favorites for parties and the time with family. Various specials available in-store and online. A variety of steak gift boxes with 4 ribeyes for $70, 4 bacon wrap fillets for $55, or 4 New York strips for $50, and all come with steak butter. Fall snack box for watching a game or wrapping presents or hosting people at your house, including summer sausage, split horn, and jalapeno cheese and salted crackers for only $35. 2 pieces of lobster tails with herb butter and 2 bacon wrap fillets for $60. Order online or call in advance to ensure availability, or drop by Waco Custom Marketplace at 425 Lake Air Drive. Waco Custom Marketplace has a full-service butcher shop for customized orders or cuts of your favorite steaks or beef tenderloin or specially ordered prime rib roast. Plus, what you want with pork, poultry, seafood, and more. Waco Custom Marketplace, 425 Lake Air Drive in Waco, or WacoCustomMarketplace.com.
Welcome back to Up Tempo on SicEm365 Radio. Here's Drake Toll.
Welcome back into the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den. I am Drake Toll alongside Armstrong Sims today on Up Tempo. Happy Monday, everybody. Had Bryce Drew on earlier today. Tomorrow, we'll be joined by Grayson Grunde for talking a little Baylor recruiting. That'll be at 12:30, I think. I think we got him at 12:30. We got a SicEm Pick'em expert coming on the show in the Blonde Boys Power Hour. Not only that, Andy Thomas of the Baylor baseball team joins us at 12:05. For now, though, KCEN is doing a story on this song, and I don't know why, but I guess people like it. I guess they really do. And so there's no better way to end the day than to play this right here.
Put on my sleek gray smock and I boarded the plane. Touchdown in the land of the green and gold. Shed a tear when I saw McClay. R.E.B. Baylor, won't you look down over me? Yeah, I'm coming up from Austin, and I'm as orange as a boy can be. Then I'm walking in Waco, walking with my feet 10 feet off the plate. Walking in Waco, could anything go wrong today?
Oh yeah.
Saw the ghost of Pat Neff on Baylor Avenue. Followed him up to the gates of Fairview, and I watched him walk right through. Oh, now David King did not see us as we went up to meet Scott Drew. And there's a pretty little ring for the Bears to bring that sorority girls want to. And I was walking in Waco, walking with my feet 10 feet off the plate. Walking in Waco, could anything go wrong today?
Oh, come on. This part. Come on. Oh, baby.
Waco custom on the table.
Oh, man. Oh, yes.
They've got gospel in the air.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
Linda Lil, be glad to see you. And she'll let you touch the Bears. She'll let you touch the Bears in Waco.
It's so catchy.
Then I'm walking in Waco, walking with my feet 10 feet off a plate. Walking in Waco, could anything go wrong today?
KCEN Channel 6 tonight. There is a story on walking in Waco that will air thanks to Matt Lively. Wow, what a fever dream. What a fever dream. You can also listen to that on Spotify. It is on Spotify. It is on Spotify. Just search Walking in Waco Up-Tempo, and it will come up, and you can listen to it on Spotify. It's blaring in my car right now. It's all the rave. All the kids are talking about it. Famous birthday.
It's also on Apple Podcasts because it's uploaded as a podcast.
Oh, nice. We're going to get it as a song, though.
Yeah, but it's currently uploaded as a podcast episode, so that means it is on Apple Podcasts.
We're working on that. We're working on the song. How about this? Celebrity birthdays! Lisa Marie Presley, daughter of Elvis Presley, turns how old?
55.
53
Wow,
today.
Wow.
Pauly Shore, is that? I don't know who that is.
61.
Pauly Shore is 53. I don't know.
Big day for the Shore family.
Who Pauly Shore is?
Me neither.
Do you? Okay.
No.
That may show our ignorance. Oh, rapper Big Boy turns how old? Big Ba. If it's all right. That guy. I want to kick it with you all night. 46.
46 thing.
You got this nobody. Ronda Rousey is how old today?
I don't know. 41?
34. Ronda Rousey's young. That's kind of rude of you.
I'm so sorry.
That's bad
I'm so
taste.
sorry, Rhonda. I don't know how long ago that was.
Bad
That she was
taste.
good, you know?
Harry Styles is how old?
Maybe 29?
27.
Okay.
Del McCoury has a birthday today. I listen to Del McCoury. He's a bluegrass singer. I play the banjo, so I listen to Del McCoury. How old is he?
He's 40.
Del McCoury is 82. Bluegrass.
Okay. Well, I mean, there might be some modern bluegrassers.
Nah, not a lot. Not a lot. Nothing else really good here on this one. Drummer Patrick Wilson of Weezer has a birthday today.
Okay, I'm going to guess that he's maybe in his early 50s.
52. Jason Isbell.
No clue. 60...
Really? You don't know Jason Isbell?
68. No,
He
I
is
can't
the
picture him.
originator. He's the originator of Morgan Wallen popularized it. Shoot, what's that song? You're kidding me. It's
Cover Me Up?
Cover Me Up. Yep. And then Princess Stephanie of Monaco. This is easy.
Easy.
Princess Stephanie of Monaco.
Maybe she's 27?
She's 56, but she's flattered. She is absolutely flattered.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome.
You're
welcome.
That's enough of those. That's enough celebrity birthdays today. This day in sports history, Adam Silver becomes NBA commissioner in what year?
Oh, 2003?
2014.
Oh,
Go
wow,
for
I didn't
David
realize
Stern.
he was
Yeah,
that.
yeah, he's pretty young. He's pretty young. David Stern. All-time
okay.
record holder for
Okay.
MVP trophies. He wins his 5th. Denver Broncos quarterback Peyton Manning in what year won his 5th MVP award?
2014?
Also 2014. Very well done.
Thank you.
Tom Brady beats the Carolina Panthers to win his first Super Bowl in what year?
Oh, Tom Brady's first Super Bowl. 2002?
4.
2004.
And then this is where we'll end it because it's just wardrobe malfunction. Janet Jackson's bosom is exposed during the halftime show of Super Bowl XXXVIII, resulting in U.S. broadcasters adopting a stronger adherence to FCC censorship guidelines. 1938?
Super Bowl 38.
Yes.
And so that would make it 2005?
Also 2004. Same Super Bowl that Tom Brady won his very first.
Oh, it was.
Is the Super Bowl that Janet Jackson.
I should have put that together because it was all on this day.
Had her bosom exposed.
Should have put that together. It's okay.
You should have. You
It's
should have.
okay.
All right, I am Drake Toll. That's Armstrong Sims. This has been Up Tempo today. We're coming back. We're doing it tomorrow. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be better because that's how we roll on Up Tempo. Thanks for joining us, folks. Make sure to join in the action on Twitter or Impact Health Labs caller line or anything else. Just this show is yours. I'm Drake Toll. That's Armstrong Sims. Thanks for sticking around with us, having a great day on your Monday. This has been Up Tempo.
Ideal MRI is a small family business right here in Central Texas. We're open to support you while lowering the cost of healthcare bills. When you need an MRI, ask your doctor for an Ideal MRI. Visit us at idealmri.com or call us at 833-IDEAL-MRI.
Boozers is the wedding ring store and more. If you're ready to get engaged or already married and want to upgrade your wife's ring for a special anniversary, Boozers is the place to go. With the largest selection of premier quality diamond engagement rings and wedding rings in Central Texas. They have 7 cases with over 300 styles of rings from top designers like Natalie Kay. Choose from yellow, white, or rose gold, plus beautiful top quality loose diamonds. With an in-house jewelry, they can also custom make anything you want. Bring in a picture or drawing and let Boozers create your one-of-a-kind pendant or ring. They can even use some of your old gold and diamond jewelry to create something new. At Boozers, you'll find a great selection of quality timepieces, and Boozers is the place for expert watch maintenance and repairs too. They specialize in expert Rolex watch repair for fine jewelry, watches, custom work, and more. Go to Boozers on Valley Mills and Lake Air Drive in Waco.
Boozers, the wedding ring store and more.
One size fits all. That may be all right for an adjustable belt or cheap sunglasses, but when it comes to your financial needs, no one wants a one-size-fits-all strategy. Cam Heathcott, your Edward Jones financial advisor, knows that his most important goals are yours. That's why he takes the time to understand your needs, knowing you. That's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing. Cam Heathcott, covering Conroe and Houston, 936-756-7717 or cam.heathcott@edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Stepping into the boots of a U.S. Army officer can add confidence and leadership skills to your son or daughter's career path. See all the things they can achieve in our boots at GoArmy.com. U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company, 254-598-8131 or 254-776-1543.
Riverbend Liquor and Wine has their easy-to-access drive-thru open and convenient and clean in-store location on the corner of Lakeshore Drive and North 19th Street in Waco. Riverbend Liquor has the best and most extensive variety of craft beer selections in Waco, and Balcones Whiskey, including single malt, pot still, baby blue, rye, brimstone, and the all-new Lineage in stock. Riverbend Liquor and Wine, family-owned and operated, and a hidden gem in Waco on Lakeshore Drive and 19th Street. And find out more on Facebook and Instagram.